There we are, finally live, and I blame it all on you, Andrew.
I don't blame you.
Well, hold on. First, we just go live and out of the gate. Bourbon Bounty with a $10 super chat.
Oh my God.
The man. Wow. I just I don't know what to say, man. You are the best. I don't know what to say. Hold on. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Thank you, buddy. Wow. If anybody hasn't checked out his channel yet, please make sure you do. We'll be plugging that all night long. Hold on, I got background. Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. There we go.
It's our first time doing this here as far as...
It is. Social distancing, we got to get used to. Good Lord. Hey, buddy, how are you? I haven't seen you. It's been a while. This is weird. This is very weird. I don't know how to say it.
I know, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing here.
I know you have a lot of whiskey in front of you.
I missed the thank God. I missed the 21090 bar.
It's still here. It's lovely.
I can't see the chat anywhere.
You can't see the chat. Well, we got Kay from, first of all, Bourbon Bounty. Thank you so much again for that $10 super
Jody,
chat.
what's up, man? How are you, bud? It is. Thank you for supporting us. If you haven't seen his channel, by the way, he's awesome. He's been dropping some bourbon knowledge on me that has been helping me quite a bit. I've been drinking bourbon and researching for a while now, but let me tell you something. Jody knows his stuff. Yeah. Good Carolina guy. Go check him out. He is
Bourbon Bounty. Thank you, no doubt. And then we got our old friend from way back in the day, Kay from Happy Trails Hiking, coming in saying hello. Evidently, she's they like their whiskey too, Andy. So that's interesting as well.
A lot of people like their whiskey, man.
Evidently. We'll talk about that in a second. And then I just want to Rob 93 Aquatics. There's a blast from the past. Somebody we used to hang out with a lot on these super, and he's been on our show before when we used to do this a lot. We haven't done live streams in a while.
That's cool. So, what's up, man?
Rob 93 and John Hill, our friend, who was sent us a lot of good beer that we reviewed. And then Andy, you'll love this. Our friend, the man, the myth, the legend, John Capola. Hi, John. He says, "What's up, jabronis?" Oh man,
Johnny, what's going on, man?
And then we get
comments. There we go.
Everybody's sequestered in their house, so hopefully we have some people come on tonight. Because what else you got to do, right? That's why we're going live. We can't record video. We don't do live stuff anymore. Really, maybe we should. I don't know.
We haven't gone live together. That's not a typical brew day since maybe Oktoberfest, which was still kind of quasi live because I was setting up and you were blabbing for about 20 minutes. So we actually haven't gone live in a while.
True. That is true. I just want to shout out a few more people.
What's up, man? How's it going, buddy?
Who are you seeing?
I see a Beer to Beer Man's in.
Yeah, Chris. Hey, how are you? Again,
Flacco's reviews. Look at this.
There you man. See, this is like old times. This is just like old times with new people. We got, like I said, John Hill. John Hill is on Instagram. Syracuse fan 1982.
Monica, what's up? She's an awesome supporter too. Good to see you.
And did you ever email Monica?
I haven't yet. I will.
Come on.
I've been quarantined. I have no excuse except from chasing kids all day and trying to work. So
yeah, we did a test of this earlier, and Andy's kids were running around the living room. I said, I hope it's not like this for the live stream, Andrew, because it's not going to be good.
Hey, the lighting looks good over there at the 210 bar, Todd. It looks good over there. I've got to get some lights for down here.
You need some lights, and I'm using the good webcam. So that's the other thing.
My good webcam that I got over there.
Yeah. Thank you. And then the good
Monica, sound. I do want to get with you, by the way, as far as asking a couple questions. So I will respond. I promise.
Who else did we miss? Oh, we missed a few people, Andy. We got to watch the chat now. We got to watch that. Brandon's Outdoor Adventures, who was on our awesome Brew Day live stream last Sunday. The beer is right over there. I just dry hopped it a couple of days ago. It's going to get cold crashed probably tomorrow. And it'll be tapped this weekend. In 2 weeks, I've got an awesome black IPA. The next live stream, I'll share it with you guys. I hopefully turned out fantastic. So
the quarantine black IPA, it's nice. It'll be fantastic.
Exactly. Monica makes Todd has the good webcam, but Andy has all the good stuff in front of him. Oh, now that Monica is calling us out. Well, I've got goodies too later. So, but you're probably right. It's a lot better what you have than I have. I'm sticking with the beer. So yeah.
So speaking of which, this we're being good here. Todd and I live less than a mile apart, but for the time being, we're practicing our social distancing to make sure that we're playing our part to, have this thing move on as fast as possible.
Yep.
So we have some videos in the hopper that we're getting ready to release. We just dropped Rare Breed Wild Turkey 2 days ago.
That's a big one.
And it's been doing pretty well. But after a couple more videos, we're going to kind of run out of a few things to put up that aren't really exhausting projects that I've got backlogged to work on. So we're thinking about going solo. Todd will do a beer review from the 21090 bar, and I'll be doing some bourbon stuff, bourbons and ryes, and maybe some single malts here from the Casa de Canterna over here. I got to do a makeshift bar. Right now, they're sitting on top of a piano for the background.
I'm laughing at the chat, though, because Bourbon Bounty made a pretty hilarious comment. Andy, is that a phone cam from a Nokia Flip?
What's he looking at?
They're making fun of the resolution on your computer, I think. The webcam on your computer.
I'm trying. This is what we got to work with tonight.
That's right.
But yeah,
Rob 93, thank you. Yeah, anybody wants to share? We didn't even share this out. We probably should. We're terrible at that. If you want to share this out, bring more people in. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, how's it been, man? I think I missed also Maryland Outdoor. Who did I miss? Yeah, Outdoors in Maryland. A local sort of outdoors channel from Maryland we've hooked up with. How you doing? Hopefully you're all well in Maryland. So we'd like to see local people jumping on.
Thanks, Monica. Support. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And then Rob's been around for a while. Rob, it's been what, two years probably? It's been a while since we've hooked up, but we went back way in the day when we first started this channel. Rob was with us. So it's good to see you again. Same with Bearded Beerman, Flacco's beer reviews, Cave from Happy Trails Hiking, all those guys from way back in the day. It's cool to see him still around. So hit the thumbs up.
A local here too. Robot Scott just found you guys yesterday. Love the fun Maryland whiskey shows. That's fantastic, man. That is really cool.
Well,
thank you.
That is good because Andy loves whiskey. I like whiskey too, but Andy,
you're doing pretty good. Robot Scott, I could call him Robot, right? Scott, if you don't know, we were kind of beer guys into brewing, and then we dove into a little bit of everything. We started doing music reviews and beer tours and brewery, and then we jumped into the whiskey world, and so we're doing kind of all kinds of fun stuff. But we do a lot of local stuff. We support a lot of local breweries. We just did some work with Hysteria Brewing not too long ago, and we've Evolution, Third Wave, a bunch of we do a lot locally, and we actually had a big one canceled because of Corona that we're going to be rescheduling soon.
I know that was a shame.
But
Guinness.
But yeah.
He actually emailed me today.
Really cool. Did he? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got some awesome stuff on the way. But we had toyed with the whiskey idea for a while. What are you guys thinking? It's been actually going over pretty well. People seem to be responding to it. Are you guys enjoying the addition of bourbon and ryes to our repertoire? Because if you don't,
put this out there.
I still want to do it because I'm.
Yeah, it's not going to. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I think what you say because it's still going to happen. It's funny because we've done beer brewing for what 2 years now, probably now. It's been going on. And Andy said, we're trying to grow and reach bigger audience, and it's tough in the sort of niche that we're in. We've started out as home brewing, and then we moved into sort of like all things beer, reviewing beers. And he said, let's do whiskey. I mean, we do all these barrel aged beers, and I was like, I don't know. But then you look at the market out, and there's a ton of like awesome fans of whiskey out there. And the first video we did to put up and kind of beat all of our beer videos, I was like, well, I'm sold. So there's people out there that love whiskey, evidently. Andy, you were right.
There's a lot of people out there that love whiskey. Rob, I'm sorry, man. I'm making people's
what happened?
Eyes hurt you. Let me see if I can get this glare out of the way.
It's the light right there.
How's that, man? That better? Because I'm not moving again. That's as far as I'm going.
So Robot Scott, Andy, I don't know. He is from Maryland. I assume, does he just do Maryland whiskey, or is he all things whiskey? Because there's some groups that we're involved in that are just Maryland whiskey. That's it. But I assume he does all whiskey, right? Not just Maryland whiskey, correct? Because that's not many, I assume. Right, Robot Scott? You're doing all types of whiskey.
Yeah, probably all types.
Yeah.
Joey,
what's going on?
Nokia flipped the BlackBerry. Yeah. Hit me on my pager and I'll see if I can fix this later. We'll get this down. We haven't done live, especially not quarantined live for a while. This is 210 social distancing style. we only have enough money for equipment at one place.
Let's ask you this. We got Thrash Metal. Hey, Thrash Metal. I was on a panel with him last Wednesday, I guess, for Beer Chugs. They had a cool show on. How's it going, Thrash? Good to see you. Another home brewer and barbecue guy. Let me ask everybody out there. There's only 14 people in the chat. What are we drinking tonight? I mean, it's what, day 10 of this quarantine for at least our household, where you're not working, you're working from home, can't really go anywhere, kids are home. What are you drinking? Put it in the chat. We want to hear whether it's just whiskey, bourbon, beer, whatever, water. I don't care. What are you drinking tonight? We're going to have our lineup soon, right, Andy? I think what we're going to do is, I'll have the beer. You've got the whiskey. We'll let the viewers choose what our first pours are and beers are.
Do you want to describe what you've got for them?
I can.
Go ahead. What's your selection, Todd?
My selection is going to be this. So I've got 5 beers. Hold on. Let me grab open the. So a couple things. I've got a couple surprises for Andy. So that's the first thing. Secondly, what we want to do is have you guys drink with us too. So please let us know. No one's bottle. Oh, John Hill's drinking Bottle Logic. Well, we are not going to be able to beat that unless we pull out what we have below in the cellar. All right. So here's what I have. So I'm starting out with some bigger beer. So this is one of my favorites. Who hasn't had this? Now, this isn't the regular KBS. We just did the 2020 KBS that just came out. Oops, sorry. This is the Espresso. We didn't do a review on this yet, Andy, did we? I don't think we reviewed this. Right?
No, we haven't gotten to that yet.
So it's Espresso KBS. We did review this a couple weeks ago. A local brewery from Hysteria called Hysteria. Their Royal Rush.
Royal Rush.
All right. So that's that. This is a coffee cake porter right there. All right. So that's the second one. So we've got KBS Espresso, coffee cake porter. I got another one from RAR. This is out of Cambridge, Maryland, another local. It's they're Out of Order. You can't see it real well. I'm sorry, the light. Let me just describe what this is. This is a sour, but check this out. So this is called their Out of Order. It's brewed with copious amounts of passion fruit, pineapple, vanilla, lactose, and it is basically a sour ale. So that's that.
With
Out of Order.
Old slush puppy guy on there.
Yeah. I've got a black IPA because I brewed a black IPA last time. Really good black IPA from one of our favorites here locally. Heavy Seas Nightswell.
Nice.
And then Andy, this is for you. And I hope they don't say open it. And I think you know where I'm going. I've got 2, and I'm putting it out there. Elysian Pale Ale. So that's what we have. So again, Def Leppard Pale Ale, Heavy Seas Black IPA, RAR Passion Fruit Sour, Hysteria Coffee Cake Porter, and then the very famous KBS Espresso Stout.
So Todd, Chris is still on here. He did send us those Def Leppard pails.
That's true.
I stole from you, so
true.
I still have a stash. So if you do dive in, then it's fine.
All right.
No hard feelings on that.
All right, so let's go back to the chat real quick.
And Thrashmeld said we got to get the Trooper from the Iron Maiden beer. So that's another idea we have. We're going to be doing. We had 2 recorded shoots already for a new series, and we actually, this is crazy in the 210 world. We scrapped them. We didn't like the way they came out quite as much, I think, but the idea was there. And it's basically a music and spirits mix. We're calling it Glam and Drams. It's going to be anything rock and roll and like an adjoining band. So if we wanted to do Maiden and Trooper, or we want to do Leppard and the Elysian, we could do anything. We could do Queensryche and their wine. We could do whatever. Like there's all kinds of cool stuff so we have tons of ideas, and it's going to be spotlighting albums, bands, and then some sort of adjoining spirit that goes with it, which I think is going to be really cool. I might even get Todd to have a glass or 2 of wine if there's a couple out. And say, well, it'll be fun. Broaden your horizon, man.
So, speaking of Thrash, he's drinking a homebrew New England IPA 6.8%. That sounds good. I know that's probably good. I'm telling you, I'm getting topped out on these New England IPAs. I don't know if I can brew them anymore or drink them. That's all I'm drinking.
Yeah, I think I had a traditional West Coast last night, and I tell you, it was so much better than. I think they flooded the market too much with and they all taste to me. They're starting to taste the same. To stand out's going to be really hard.
Oh, Andy, here's something for you, real quick.
Yeah,
Outdoors in Maryland, one of your old favorites from your travels on the shore is
I
drinking
thought Crooked Hammock. I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Crooked Hammock.
We
Outdoor trailing. Which one? What is it? What do they do? A lot of different theaters, but we were trying to get there too. Right.
Man, I have spent so much time sitting in the bar at Crooked Hammock. I work out there a lot, and so between that and the Big Oyster right down the street, I've got a couple of different places in Lewis I can go and sit there.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Hey, so, Jody, you sipping on it says Basil Hayden's. I'm not sure if that's sipping or not. How was that? How's that Baker's? So you got to let me know. I sent you a message and I never checked back. So, hey, you know what? And I want to say this too, okay? Because Mr. Joe is on, and I like Uncle Joe. You guys might know him from, but everybody wish happy birthday to Todd. It was his birthday a couple days ago. I actually tried to get a little video up for you, buddy, and I did not have time to do it. But yeah, a couple days ago, Todd turned 23.
Yep,
he's lost a lot of hair for 23.
I know, it's one of those things. Early onset, I tell you. Thank you. I like to think because of the quarantine, it didn't happen. It's couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything, so it just didn't happen. I didn't really turn a year older, right? Who cares? But Andy, I do have something that's my second surprise.
Go for it.
I actually have two surprises. So my dad, I'm glad to. Hi, Dad. How are you? Thanks for being on. He got me this cool glasses. I don't know if you can see it. It says 21090 Brewing. Right? It's got our name established. So I'm going to drink my beer out of this tonight. Thank you, Dad. Get me 4 of those. My brother, Jason, is probably not watching. In fact, I know he's not watching. But he got me something, Andy, that you're going to be very, very interested in. And it's a shame that we're socially distanced right now because you can't pick this up or look at it. But you may already have it. I don't know. But take a look at that.
Oh, I got to order that. So I've been listening. That got dropped. Well, wait a minute. That's on vinyl?
This is the early years.
Yeah, is that vinyl?
No, I don't know what it is. I haven't opened it up yet. I hope not, because I don't have a vinyl player.
Why I don't think that for you, Jason. Thanks, cool, dude. I told that thing. That's holy hell, man. I want that.
How cool is this? It's got everything from remastered on the night, high and dry, and then
the concert on there that's been unreleased from 1980.
Correct. It's a DVD and I think CD case, which I'll just.
So I'll buy it from you, and by buy it, I'll take it next time I'm over. So.
Yeah, see, I told you. So that was my big. There you go. I'll be listening to this, I guess.
Rock
all week.
And roll. That's fantastic. See, even the old metal guys, they know, that old school Lep, new wave of British heavy metal. Even if they don't like them now, they like Going Through the Night, and they like High and Dry. So you always get you get the horns for those guys when it comes to the first two. So that's a nice score. Your mom is watching.
Yeah, and Bourbon Bounty said no one ages in social distancing. Exactly right, Bourbon Bounty. I agree. And hey, there's our friend Mike out in California. He'll be part of our state series from California whenever we get that up, Andy, right?
Well, we got to be able to go back and get within 6 feet again. We'll do that soon.
Well, yeah. Beer Chugs, awesome channel. Please, if you've not checked out Beer Chugs, check him out. Really great guy, putting on some great content. We were on their stream every Wednesday. Hopefully we'll be on some more. I think tomorrow we'll be going live as well. Every Wednesday he goes live. So check him out, Beer Chugs. What else do we miss? Anything else? We don't want to neglect the chat, but I'm getting thirsty, Andrew.
No, see, but it's right there. High and Dry is the best. Yes, it is. I love Def Lep since the MTV days. See, these guys, they know this is fantastic. And I am still not, I got my Lep shirt on again today. I know you can't see it in the high def as well, but I'm not going to switch up.
So everybody, please make sure you check everybody out. Paulie Newman, again, another old friend from way back in the day. How are you? Thank you everybody. Thank you for belated birthday wishes. Again, I don't think it happened.
We're being pressured old school style drink. Okay, so what are you gonna sip on? What are you gonna do first?
I wanted everybody to kind of comment what they wanted. I mean, we have an Espresso KBS. We have
remember it says Def Leppard and KBS. Everything else kind of blend. So what you gonna do?
I don't know. Imperial Coffee Cake. I feel like I should open this up just to tease you. I mean, to me, that's the right play here.
The beer is good. The can is better. Just keep it.
So anybody have any comments? Again, we have a black IPA from Heavy Seas. We've got a really cool sort of sour beer. We've got this Def Leppard amazing can. It's just an English pale ale there. There's nothing really special about the beer. It's a good beer.
It's an easy drinker.
Coffee Cake Porter, and then the KBS.
I think you should do the Coffee Cake Porter, Todd.
Thank you, Andy. Go for it. What are we going for? I think everybody's saying crack that top. Are we saying crack the Def Leppard beer? So just put Def Leppard if you want me to crack the Def Leppard beer, because I think that's what everybody wants me to crack.
Oh no, coffee cake porter. There you go. Royal Farms coffee cake porter.
This is it. So it's down to. Thank you, Mom, for the belated. Thank you.
Oh, that's so nice.
Def. So there's one for Def, and there's one for coffee cake porter. Okay. So what else do we have? Def Leppard or coffee cake? Def Leppard too. Got to.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Any more? So again, it's between the coffee cake porter. So put coffee or Def Leppard. What do you want? Coffee cake or Def Leppard? Come on, Def Leppard. Def Leppard. I would keep that because of the can. I have another one, Rob. Don't worry, and I'll keep the can. The can will be saved. Don't
definitely worry. Def Leppard. I think you know what you're cracking there, buddy.
All right. So Andy, in honor of your favorite band in the world, one of the greatest rock bands ever to play.
The greatest rock band of this and/or any generation. Let's get that correct. But hey, you're there.
Okay. All right. I wanted to actually open up this present for my brother and drink this. But ready? Oh,
sounds good over there too.
That sounds good. And hey, Dad, thanks for the glass. Appreciate it. New glass. And there we go. So Andy, remind everybody what this beer was. Why I pour it? Do you remember?
Yeah, no, this is an English pale with kind of the northwestern hops. It had Cascade, Chinook. What was some of the other ones that were in there? What am I missing? Cascade, Chinook. A bunch of well, yeah, it's an English pale ale with a bunch of Northwest American hops. It was pretty good. It wasn't bad. The concert was better, but we got videos of both. You can go see our videos. Yeah. By the way, the other one's back up. I don't know what happened, but unless you played with it, the concert.
Didn't do anything.
So weird. Whatever. All right. So while you're sipping, how's the beer? Is it good?
It is good. You know, this wasn't super hoppy back a year ago, I guess, when this came out. Was it maybe even more than that? A year and a half. Was it? How long has it been? It's been like a year and a half.
Probably.
Still good. Held up well. I mean, again, the malt backbone on this was I think the English malts. The hops were sort of subdued and noble. That's easy drinking pale ale. I'm going to drink it. Don't worry about that. So
well, while you're doing that, I need to crack into a little good stuff here. So I'll let you guys pick what you want me to sip on here. I got 2 bourbons, 2 ryes. So we'll go down the order here.
Hold on, Andy. I got to stop you real quick. Thrash just said 1 for Steve Clark, R.I.P. Exactly. Amazing guitar player. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Honestly, I love them to death. They haven't been the same since Clark passed away. He was just amazing.
And outdoor in Maryland, he's jamming the Sabotage as you crack open that Def Leppard Pale Ale. Sounds good to me.
That's some oldie but goodie right there.
Okay. Back to you, whiskey guys. Here we go.
Oh, I didn't get a chance. Outdoors already said rye. See, you know the Maryland people that's going to say rye. All right, I got four choices here. I've got the very infamous now for all the right and wrong reasons, the McKenna 10-year, which is a beautiful little bottle of Bond, but probably not worth the ridiculous price tag that it carries now. I got a bunch of these before it won its award. So
what's the price tag on it now?
Well, I mean, it should be around $35, and I have a little store in Ocean City that gives it to me at cost, so I stockpile a few. But most stores now they're fetching upwards of $100 for these, which is kind of crazy.
It because the demand becomes so high? Because I've noticed on some of these whiskey reviews we've done, they like, shh, don't talk about that whiskey. Yeah. We don't want people driving the price up. It will actually drive the price up like that.
Imagine if think of it more along the lines of like BCS. Okay, they say we're only going to get a case of BCS in this year. So each store says, well, heck, if I'm getting a case and I'm going to break the case up, I'm going to sell each one of the variants for $50 a pop, even though that's not what they should cost. So, I think that's kind of one of the things that leads to these price markups. That you're not going to get as much per store. So, and then of course it's the hype. People will pay it. People are flipping bourbons out of the secondary market. So people will buy this and then they'll go and they'll sell it for $100, and so they're making money.
Got it. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
Number 2. This is for you Maryland peeps out here. This is from Baltimore Spirits Company. I stumbled upon this. This is not easy to find in stores. The Epoch rye is phenomenal.
Nice. You've been talking about it.
It's 100% rye, which kind of goes against the Maryland style because usually it's a little more corn forward, but it is absolutely beautiful. It's the old open still, hot still style. So it's
it is rye.
Yep, 100% rye. And then Todd, this is to
Just
what is that sitting on?
the microphone.
Oh man, it looks actually kind of cool. Actually, I like it. Todd, move a little bit to the left, and then there you go. Perfect. That is a big
improvement. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But Todd, this one, you remember this puppy? So this is the single barrel Wyoming whiskey. You enjoy?
I love it. Oh, that's my jam right
there. This Todd likes the high wheat bourbons. This is the single barrel of the Wyoming whiskey.
It's because it's funny. I don't like wheat beers that much, so I think it's because of the yeast they use in that. But I'm not a big wheat fan on my brewing and or drinking of beer. But I love wheat whiskeys. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a little different. Some are 7%, and these are 100. So it's a little it's a slight variation. Yeah, and then the last one is, man, I could not believe how fast I went through this. I forget the George Dickel rye. One of the channels I was going back and forth. It may have been you, Jody. I can't remember or not, but man, I tried this as far as for a value. Somebody told me, and I was like, wow, this is good, because their bourbons are okay, but this is the other Tennessee whiskey, not named Jack, and man, is it phenomenal. So those are your choices. Go ahead.
So you got how many ryes? How many ryes do you have?
I got the Epoch rye and the Dickel rye, and then I've got the Wyoming whiskey and the McKenna, the Wyoming bourbon and the McKenna bourbon. So take your pick. You want the Wyoming, you want the McKenna, or the Epoch, or the Dickel?
All right, so we've already got one for Outdoors in Maryland just said rye, but you have to distinguish which rye that'll be, I guess. Thrash Metal said great, and when we're talking about Steve Clark, great equals Gods of War. So
Gods of War is a phenomenal song.
Totally. Rob 93 Aquatic, he said, whichever one puts you on your ass first. And
I can do damage with all of them, to be honest with you. So. Yeah. We got one
Bourbon Bounty. Bourbon Bounty made a good pro tip. If anybody wants to check anybody out, just hover over and click go to channel and check out everyone's channels, hopefully. Robot Scott said Maryland liquor stores have crazy prices. It will sit there for $99.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Thrash Metal says go for the Wyoming single barrel. I think Thrash Metal knows. I think he might know his whiskey. I think so, because that's what I would go with too. Thrash. I had a very bad night, and now the smell of whiskey makes me. Well,
this is not bourbon, by the way, Joey. This is 100% rye whiskey. So this is kind of like your Whistle Pig, but it's really good.
All right, so come on, guys. What are we doing? Are we going? We going the Wyoming wheat, the Epoch rye, is the Dickel rye, and then what was the other one? The McKenna.
The McKenna 10.
Come on, give Andy some direction here.
I'm lost without you guys telling me what to do, right?
What's the blue label? Which one's that? You have a blue label?
That's not really. I don't know.
I don't think anybody knows, Andy. I was expecting Bourbon Bounty to come in.
Blue label is my Deer Park water.
No, that's no good. Come on, guys. We were trying to get Andy smashed here. No, I'm just joking. He'll drink. There's no problem with that.
All right. One for Dickel, one for Wyoming.
One for Wyoming. So let's go between those two then. Dickel or Wyoming?
Oh, and then one. He said this one. Rob said this one. So we got one for all of them, which was after set.
All right. Well, Rob, which one? You said that one. Are you talking about? Rob said the Epoch.
Epoch, yeah.
All right. What are the proofs of them, Andy? Are they like how high in alcohol content are we talking?
Bottle and Bond is always going to be 100 proof. The single barrel is around. I think this is 96, 98. Yeah, 96. Yep. Dickel comes in at 90. And Epoch comes in at, this is also 100 proof. So these two are the bigger boys here.
I think Thrash Metal makes the best point here. Why are we messing up? Just do one of each.
All right, I got another vote for Wyoming. Now I'm being thrown off. We're gonna start Wyoming. How's that? All right,
there we go. We're going for Wyoming, but I have a feeling it's not going to be your last.
I'm going to do a cuvee. Mix them all together and make your own blend.
We've done that. We did that with Bourbon Cat now this year. It wasn't that bad, actually.
No, it was great.
Video was horrible, but hey, you live and learn.
Wyoming.
This is all right. So this will actually be reviewed on our channel soon, right?
Yep, I am going to be working on that after We have that and another review coming up. We did the Willet 4-year alongside of another bourbon barrel aged beer. So we got two of those. Cheers, Todd.
Cheers in the chat.
You go to your left, I go to my right. We can do it. We can meet in the middle of cheers here. You see that works? See it? I think the other side.
I'm going.
There we go. That's as far as I go. There we go.
There we go.
Social distancing sucks.
It's not the same, but it still tastes good. How is that? Oh, geez, that's good. So that was the single barrel. You said the single barrel.
Yeah, I really like this. I think this is
so good.
It's a pretty pour.
So for me, I'm not like, I just started to get into whiskey. I mean, Andy, because of Andy. So I would throw Jack or Jim Beam in my Coke or what have you, but that was the extent that I knew of whiskey. Other than I loved bourbon barrel aged beers. I absolutely love bourbon barrel aged beers. And he's like, "Well, you're gonna like whiskey then." And I was a little bit standoffish. I mean, when I first started drinking, I'm like, I don't have the palate for this. But it's an acquired taste. And just like anything, once you start drinking it, you sort of start picking up on all those things, and it really starts to
flavors come through. It's like beer. You start to you have your first IPA for the first time, like, ooh, it's so bitter, and you can't decipher anything. And then after a while, you're picking out every little nuance of it. So you grow with it, which is kind of fun. But this was a really good one. The Wyoming was, and it's a really cool backstory. So we kind of get into all that. I'm excited to get that drop.
So Andy's drinking the Wyoming single barrel.
Yep.
I heard Thrash Metal is drinking a homebrew. I haven't heard anybody else drinking what they're drinking. I
think Bourbon Bounty said he had a Coors and an old Rip he was drinking.
All right.
So he's got some.
Well, with social distancing, I guess you maybe stack up on the Coors could be construed as water. So right, that might be a staple. I don't know. I don't see many people that are saying what they drink. I guess we're going to be drinking alone, Andy. That's sad.
Well, George Thorogood. That's okay. I've done that many times.
Yeah. Exactly.
Doesn't bother me a bit.
No, not a new riff here. Oh, Van Winkle 10. That's what Bourbon Bounty's sipping on. Old Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah, he's got good stuff, man. He's got an acquired taste. I thought he was going to be impressed when I found the Weller's Foolproof the other day for a good price. He's like, "Yeah, you get a William LaRue. I'll drive up and share it with you." I was like, all right, that's fine. I was like, I thought I found a unicorn. Not really. I do want to open that though. It looks tasty. So
you might have to quarantine. I think we'll probably review it.
He said I need to stay hydrated while I drink the old Rip, hence the Coors Light. Yep, that is water. So
there you go. Oh, I threw coconut golden ale. He's drinking that. I love anything coconut. So I'd love to try.
Yeah, they had some good stuff. Derek in the house, man. Philadelphia showing some love. What's up, Derek? My man shows up all the time to our comment board. Is the first one to kind of send us love and say, "Hey, yeah, man, social distancing. What you sipping on tonight, Derek?" Everybody else is kind of sharing what they're sipping on here. Any yards or something from Philly? It
probably is. That's my guess. Definitely yards.
Good brewery.
But back to that coconut hammock. Have you had the coconut golden ale from them? That's probably maybe a special brew. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember. I've had a lot from Crooked Hammock, so I might have.
I've tasted a lot of coconut beers that have been really good and really bad, but they put out good stuff. We really got to get back to them. We were supposed to do a nice video with them, and it just never happened.
So so Scott, just to tell you, which is Raging Bitch. Yeah, he's got a little Maryland beer going on there. A little flying dog. Derek. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Beautiful.
But no, Scott, I have two. I've seen it. Actually, 400 has been a decent price point at some of the places that I've seen the Wellers, which is insane. But I haven't contacted one of the local places that gave it to me slightly more than what I should have paid, which I was fine with. So I did not feel bad picking it up because he just kind of stashes a few things in the back for people he knows aren't going to flip them. So I haven't flipped it. I just stare at it and wonder if I should open it or not because I won't be able to find another one. But
one of our awesome friends, Joy, has joined us. Andy, she's like right behind Derek or sometimes right in front of as our first commenters. Joy, she says 2 tablespoons of Jameson Black Cask for medicinal purposes only, of course. 3 times a day. So I decided all at once, probably a shot. Dr. Joy. That's perfect. There's no doubt. I mean, that's perfect.
Joy's another one who has been such an awesome supporter of ours.
She didn't live on the other side of the country.
I know.
You know? She's the person I would love to sit back and just drink a whiskey or a beer with. I can tell you that right now. There's so many out there. I mean, that's the only thing. But anyway.
There you go. Might drink my last Dragon's Milk. We did a review on that not too long ago. Todd, you got a couple of Dragon Milks sitting back there, right? Okay.
We got I might do there's the regular Dragon's Milk. I mean, that's full year. There's the regular Dragon's Milk. It's very good year-round, barely.
I might open it, Scott. I got to get the courage to do it.
We got the oatmeal Dragon's Milk. And then, has anybody had this? I'm sorry. Go away from it. I picked it up. I've had it. It's good. It's different, though.
What you got?
The white. The Dragon's Milk white. So you've got the white, the oatmeal, and the regular. These were out this past fall. And it looks like a blonde ale when you drink it, but it has the bourbon complexities and the roasty notes, which is really cool. Very cool beer. It's not as good as some of the other ones because the mouthfeel's not there. But if you close your eyes, you taste that bourbon and sort of some of the roasty notes. It's pretty neat. I don't know how they do that, but it's really good.
We'll have to do a vertical of that soon, I think, sometime.
Yeah. This behind me is our cellar. Andy, how many beers do you think we have in this cellar?
I don't know who's going to get in trouble more, me for my whiskey or you for your beers. But when the wives see the stashes, they don't seem to like them.
Don't worry. The problem is it keeps growing. I'm now under the sink over here, so I'd say we probably have 100 beers underneath here total that are barrel-aged beers that we're cellaring for future videos.
So, quick shout out, Derek. Thank you for your service, man. He was in the Navy. He said, how long have you guys been at this? We've been doing we started homebrewing together about 3 years ago.
I think it's been more than that.
Actually, it's got to be longer than that because we brought beers to the Ravens Steeler game that we thought were great for our friends, and we were the only ones who drank them. I think we gave everybody. Yeah, we may have given everybody the runs the next day, but we got better.
Yes.
But we've been kind of dabbling in and out. I worked at Baltimore City Public Schools for a long time, and it didn't make any money. So I would moonlight at this upscale wine bar, and I would sell wine and do wine tastings and learned about bourbon and spirits. And, of course, we always did our beer thing. So somehow it's always been kind of a part of what we did. So Todd persuaded me to do a video with him, which was pretty bad. I persuaded him to do more like logos, this, that, and the other. And next thing you know, we had a full-blown channel. So it's been kind of cool. And yes, John, we do remember the big old John was one of the ones that tried. That's actually one of our first beers. Look at that. That was the first time we had one in Heinz Field in a long time. Yeah.
So we called this Sweet Victory IPA, and we thought this thing was so good. And we didn't know what we were doing. I think it was from Brewer's Best or something. I don't know what it was. It was a
jammed a white snake, by the way. Sorry, just threw that out there. Outdoors in Maryland, jammed a little white snake.
There you go. Anyway, the beer sucked. We thought it was good. Our friends told us it sucked, but we didn't think it sucked, but it did. So
it did, but it doesn't suck now. And hey, look, they all come and drink our beer at the Oktoberfest now. So we've obviously gotten better at it. So, but yeah, go Ravens. So hey, yeah, we got some Ravens fans here, which is awesome. Scott.
Hey, we've got another old friend from way back in the day, Jesse, Bumpy Road Brewery. Cheers, buddy. I know you're on another stream. Hopefully you can stick around. Please check out Bumpy Road Brewery. He does a ton of beer reviews. He also brews beer. I wish you would do more brewing. Come on, man. Although I could say the same thing about us. We haven't put much brewing stuff out there either. So he's a great dude, good guy, and somebody we've been fans of for a long time.
No, and I tell you, Jesse, it's funny. We somewhat bullied him to get him shooting videos. We're like, come on, Jesse,
That's
you
true.
can do this.
That's true.
And let me tell you something. He is ridiculously knowledgeable. So if you listen to the way Jesse can kind of describe beers and flavors, the process, I mean, we look like novices compared to some of the knowledge that he drops. He's fantastic. So if you haven't checked out Bumpy Road, Jesse, Andy the Bully.
So we've had an appearance by Brian from Short Circuit Brewers, who is one of my favorite home brewing channel. I think
my
he's the
favorite buddy to rip on Todd with when he gets on these streams. So I'm glad.
I was hoping maybe he wasn't going on tonight, because, although I'm not brewing, so I'm just joking, Brian. I'm sorry. I love that you're here.
And Derek, we have ways of shipping out some brew, so we'll hit you up soon. We get a new batch of something good. We'll send it out to you.
I
so you
definitely
can,
know him. So I've got.
We're going to make you review it though. You're going to put it on your channel so we can all check it out. So that's going to be the deal.
Well, I've got to get Jesse. But once I get this black IPA kegged, I'm going to use the awesome contraption. Actually, I found out from Brian, the Intertap counterflow bottle filler, which is amazing. You hook this contraption up to your keg, and it bottles beer right out of the keg. It's the best thing ever. It's so easy for short amounts of bottled beer. Awesome. But anyway, Jesse, I'll get you that black IPA because I know you like it so much, and maybe we can send some up to Derek. I mean, what else I got to do? I'm just sitting around working from home. And
John asked if we still brew. I still have 2 kegs full of Pour Some Pumpkin on me and Nice All Red Double Red Rye. I have been bad with that. I haven't brewed for a while.
John, I just brewed last weekend.
Bourbon Bounty said, check the fridge, arrogant bastard, should I pop it? Interesting you said that. I was out in San Diego right after the first week, end of the first week of January for a business trip. Ironically, I touched down the first case of coronavirus in the United States hits as I drop in San Diego, which is shows you how quickly things have escalated. I may have. But anyway, I got a private tour of Stone, which was really cool when I was out there. And I have tons of footage. I'm putting it together. It's going to be released soon. I'm still working on it. Todd bugs me every day. When's Stone coming? So it is in the works
now because
it's
question is, do we put something out like that when the brewery's closed?
Well, yeah, right now it's probably not the best time to put that out, but it's all good. But yeah, crack that open, man. That's a good one. I had that on tap. Fantastic.
And Beer Man's here. Hey, how are you, man? Cheers, buddy. It's great to have you and Jesse here. I know Beer Man, I think, was live earlier. So
always good to have John here too. He likes to cause trouble.
John, where's he? John asked where he. You know what? We can talk about that. I don't care. If you know us from way, way, way back in the day, there used to be 3 of us. All right, Eric, me, and Andy. And Eric lives in D.C., which is very far. And it's not very far, but for doing something like this, it's hard enough for me and Andy to get together, living less than a mile apart. And it just was too much for him. He liked brewing, and we kind of still did that, but it wasn't everything we did with the channel. And we're still friends with him, and he brews, and that's great. And he just didn't really have the ability to get up here as much as we needed, right? I mean, that's the long and short of it.
Yeah, we 3-piece now with a couple things. When we do Cellar Series, we do that with Mike. My brother comes over for State Series and did some stuff with Lamb and Drams. He usually ruins the videos, but he comes over sometimes. So, but most of the time it's just.
You're editing one with him now, right?
Goodness, I'm editing one where I'm editing half of his commentary out.
Here's some background footage of. So Andy's texting me today. He's doing a video for Willetized, where that'll be coming out soon. So if you're on this, you'll see it. Which is an amazing barrel-aged beer from Lagunitas. But Tony was here from another shoot and got in on that shoot, but was, I think, drunk maybe, or I don't know what. But Andy says that he had to edit him basically out of the entire video. So we'll see how much
he has this thing where he doesn't know something, as opposed to just kind of faking it until you make it, where you kind of like, oh yeah, sure, and you kind of nod in your head. He makes one of these comments from some sort of movie or show or something like that, and he stops the whole thing flat. We're either laughing or we're like, dude, you stopped us like in the middle of and it's really funny. I mean, I have hours of just footage of behind the scenes stuff.
John, get out of here, John.
You can block him if you want.
I should block him, but that's okay.
He'd be the first one we ever blocked.
I'm not doing that to no, can't do that, John. What are you using for the stream? I'm using StreamYard. You can see it right there, over there. Well, Andy, above your head. It's free. So that's what I'm using. All right. So Bumpy said he's going to be brewing soon. He got the new Beersmith app. So that's good. Hey, Bumpy, you should try to brew my black IPA. Come on, man. I'll send you the recipe. Let me know how it turns out. You say it's a good recipe. It's a good beer. I know it's good. It's one. So brew it. I see the streamer. Yeah, that's what we're using. I'm missing the chat completely, so I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. He's such an ass.
Who, me? Not me. Andy, is that gone already? Jeez.
Yes, God, not you, John. You only have 18 people on here. Blocking me would be a mistake.
Whatever, dude. What else? He's quarantined in the house with 2 kids too, so he's just gonna keep watching us as well. John, I don't know when I'm gonna see you again, buddy. Good Lord, with this lockdown.
Oh, I've been social distancing with John for about 18 years, so that's.
So Brian, yes, it's very easy to stream right to YouTube. Extremely easy. You just set up your account and you put in what you have to put in, your email address that you use for that, and your code, and it's super easy, believe me. So you could totally do it. Love you too, John. All right, do it, and I'll brew it. All right, so I will, Jesse, I'll email you the recipe, and I'd love to see you brew it because it's a great IPA, black IPA. And I'll send you some of the ones coming from that fermenter right there, hopefully next week. All right, so Wyoming's gone. What do I go for next time? Okay, so Andy's beating me, and that's terrible because I'm drinking beer and he's drinking whiskey. Yeah, but I poured not even a smidge of the shot. So, right. So Andy, what are our options again? What are our options? I wouldn't mind going back for another sip, but we've got the Epoch rye. We've got the McKenna. You know what? I'm not letting you pick. I'm not going to switch to rye yet. I'm going to go to bourbon, stay there, and then switch to rye. We'll work our way down. I'll give you all the. How's that sound? Anybody, please give us a thumbs up. I don't think we have many thumbs up, so I'll say that. Thumbs up. I want to thank Bourbon Bounty for the $10 super chat when we first came on. He's amazing. Please go check out his channel. After this video is done and we put it up, we'll have his link on the replay. Now, very knowledgeable and really good. Deserves way more. Many what's funny I'm finding about the bourbon world too, or the whiskey world, is people are very quick to kind of help you along with your journey as far as learning process. Not that people in the beer world aren't. The beer's so broad, and there's just so many different things, and you can go from the slush puppy sour that you had there to the dragon's milk white, there's all kinds of weird stuff. I mean, and spirits are very pure in the whiskey world. The process that, it's not like the craft beer where everyone's trying to throw something out. And if they do, it's not usually well received. There's an art to it. And so people are really quick to kind of step in and help you out. I like it. I'm loving it. Yeah. And it's really cool. So we're going Henry McKenna. 10-year bottled and bond. There we go. And everybody else, please let us know what you're cracking open or pouring. We don't want to drink alone here. John, what are you drinking? Come on, I know you. Come on, John. You have to have something. John Coppola. He's drinking more than normal. Duke's not on TV in the tournament now. I don't know how he's taking. That's got to be. Although I did see the Christian Leitner 30 for 30 that night, which was actually pretty good, John. I know you've seen that, but I was thinking of you. It was pretty good. So. Oh, so bourbon, I'm glad you found out, Brian from Short Circuit. I missed your live stream, but everybody's going live now because I guess everybody's home too. So that's the other thing. It's like everyone goes live, and so there's so many people going live. How do you watch them all? That's what I want to know. We're gonna keep just putting out videos, but solo videos. So, all right, Andy, John says I'm drinking the challenge. What? I'm drinking in the challenge on Amazon Prime. What is that? I don't know. I think I don't know what that is. John. Well, explain. John usually has thought into the things that he does. I will give him that. So obviously it's something. So hold on. Beer Man is drinking a Juicy Sunrise IPA by Widmer Brothers. That sounds fantastic. I've drank so many of these juicy IPAs though and brewed them. I'm just done with them. They're good though. I have a bunch in my fridge. I still drink them because they're delicious, but it's like everything is juicy now. I want a nice West Coast piney sort of citrus IPA and be done with it, right? I'm brewing that next. That's what I'm brewing next. It's funny. Derek said he, when he had the Gold Monkey for the first time, never really do Bud and Coors again. And once he started getting some, you get your taste of the craft beers and you like it, and you really just the old school beers you grew up with kind of go by the wayside. Yeah. Beer Man's also got a maple barrel aged smoked porter, 9% by Hood River. Out of Hood River, Oregon. That's, first of all, maple barrel aged smoked porter sounds fantastic, and good on you for having that. There's a billion breweries out in Oregon. I mean, you're flooded out there to choose from.
Um,
All right. So yeah, Bourbon Bounty. What
got a new travel out. What's up, man? Saw you on the chat earlier.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Everybody, check out Travel Air. Thanks. I know he mentioned he would try to get on if he could, and I'm glad to see him.
Very cool. Very cool.
But what is Bourbon Bounty? What is? I saw one of your videos. It was in VR. What was that all about? Like, do you watch beer reviews in VR? Is that what we do now? Because we're way behind the game on that. If that's true, because I don't even know how to do that. Did you see that? One of his videos was VR on YouTube.
So I know he's been working on up in production value too, which I don't know
how do you even do that? How does that even happen? Like, how do you do that? I mean, it's cool, but I don't have a VR machine to watch it. So I was like, what the hell am I looking at? Because it's on my desktop. So, but it's cool. I didn't even know YouTube had that option to do VR videos. So cool.
It's Scott, to answer your question, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's a pretty pour. It's not worth the hype, I'll tell you that much. But it's still, for what it was priced at, I think it's a fantastic bourbon. So
yeah,
we're talking about the McKenna.
Got it. So how would you say that compared to you said that's a rye though, right? The McKenna's a rye?
The McKenna's a bourbon. 10-year bottle and bond.
What do you prefer better, that over the single barrel Wyoming?
Two very different pours. The Wyoming is much sweeter, and you're getting a lot more of the kind of oaky notes out of this one.
Nice.
This is more up your alley, I think, Todd. The Wyoming whiskey versus the McKenna. To be honest with you, but it's a good pour. It really is.
Right. Bumpy Road's taking a leak and grab a beer and come back. But we've got Bourbon Bounty talking about his VR video, and then we've got a new Bullets and Bourbons here. Highland Brewing Oatmeal Porter here.
Oh, where's Bullets and Bourbon? I didn't see him. He
just came in. Yeah, scroll up a little bit.
Yeah, just starting out, and cool guy, man. Check out his channel. I got a chance to. I stumbled upon one of his reviews. Thought it was good. It was really authentic and honest, and he's kind of dabbling in some of the things that we're doing, where he's just not tied to one topic. And I thought he was cool. So I jumped on, and he's been a supporter. So support him, please. Go subscribe to his channel, and let's grow his number. Good guy. Good guy.
Yeah, he's drinking a Highland Brewing Oatmeal Porter. That sounds good too.
That sounds real good.
Yeah, surprised he's not sipping on any whiskey though.
Hey man, I had a beer last night. I had the 1996 from Hysteria last night. Which, do you like that, Todd? I thought it was good. Did you have it yet? The 1996 from Hysteria. The beer. Yeah, I had it last night. It was really good.
The beer.
I had a beer from Hysteria Brewing last night called 1996.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
I've never had that. No, you didn't leave me any. Remember, you took them.
I thought I'd see you again.
It's true. We'll never see.
Trying to help your beer stash.
Yeah, the beer man says he's looks like he loves rye. So that wasn't the rye you were drinking, though, was it?
No. Nope.
Beer man loves the rye whiskey.
Yeah, I've got a Dickel rye here, and this Epoch rye is ridiculous. It's really good. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did, especially for being 100% rye, because they can get really kind of sharp and medicinally if it's too and piney. But I tell you, it's so good. I was blown away.
Monica's got to leave us. She's got to leave first of all, Monica, thanks again for.
Yeah, you're awesome. We appreciate your
work. So God bless you, and stay safe. And thanks for coming on and joining us. We appreciate that. So cheers.
I'll email you, and I will. Thank you.
Everybody check out Monica. Awesome. She's very, very creative, very talented. So beer man likes anything rye. So is that what you're into next, Andy? Some rye whiskey? That's next, right?
Yeah, I'm going to pace myself here and get through this McKenna, and then we'll dabble with a little rye after that. So we'll
I'm trying to get to the chat. All right, Bulletin. I'll be in touch. Touch of the flu, bro. Now's not a good time to have the flu. I can tell you. Sorry, Bullets and Bourbon.
If there's no shortness of breath, you should be okay.
I mean, it's not probably good to have allergies right now, right? You sneeze and people are like, get away from me.
Everybody's wondering. Yeah. So
right. So it's funny. I think Brian brewed the not Corona lager. So I think he brewed that, which was funny. Let's see. Everybody's saying goodbye to Monica. And I think, let's see, Jesse is back from Bumpy Road Brewing. Going to crack a Southern Hemi triple New England IPA from Kettlehead Brewing Company, I assume out of New England, right? Yeah, Bumpy's up in New Hampshire. He drinks a lot of New England style beers with craft beer pours. They drink a ton of those awesome juicy beers from up there. John said, "Are you guys ready for the Sweet 16 to start on Thursday?" I know you are, John. I saw, and then Brian from Short Circuit Brewing said he did a pressure fermented, which was awesome. I wish I had the ability to do that, but that I saw your YouTube clips and your video that you had on that, so that's kind of neat. And Bumpy said that is from Tilton, New Hampshire, 10%. So we got some people drinking now, Andy.
Right.
You just poured your second whiskey. Oh, and Andy, can you see the chat? Andy, can you see the chat?
And I do have the Baker's. It's sitting. It's not too far. If you think I should grab it in a little bit, Jody, maybe I'll go.
Oh,
I'll go take a little sip of it. I haven't opened it yet. I just picked up the single barrel today. So, but I know you just did the small batch. The old school bowling pin small batch, yeah. 107. That's good stuff.
Jesus. This beer is kind of crazy. So I don't know if anybody knows. Out of RAR Brewing in Cambridge, Maryland, they do some crazy stuff. So this is one of their out of orders, their sour beers. He's never comes on our live streams. I think he works at night. So it's Joe from the Beer Patrol. Great guy, great channel. He reviews a ton of beer. I mean, a ton. And we sent him a box of beers, one of which there was actually two that we really were excited to send him. Actually, three. One was from Hysteria. It was that big beer, no little beer, right? The coconut German cocktail.
Yeah, it was good.
He loved it. And then two other beers. One from RER, which was now get this, a grape cotton candy sour. And it tasted like you were eating grape cotton candy, exactly like it. Now, is that beer? Technically, yes. And I loved it because I love cotton candy. I'm like a 6-year-old at heart, I guess. So if you don't like sweet things, you're going to hate that beer. But for what it is, that's amazing. And then the other one that he, I guess, really loved was the root beer float. Also from RAR. That root beer float. Well, I think it was called We All Float. I think, right? That was the name of it, Andy. Yep. We should have probably viewed it for our channel. It tasted exactly like root beer. It was a root beer float stout.
I love that name. It's a very clever name.
I mean, if you just closed your eyes and drank it, you thought you were drinking a really like powerful, like almost like birch beer. It was amazing, and I'm glad he reviewed it and he loved it. And so RAR out of Cambridge, Maryland. To me, we always love Heavy Seas, Andy, because they're close to us and like right down the street. But Burley Oak and RAR for Maryland breweries, they put out the craziest stuff.
They do.
To me,
they do.
Maryland.
But there's a lot of good stuff around it. I mean, first of all, I'm liking a lot from Hysteria. I think they're fantastic, not just because they're wicked cool name and reference to Def Leppard album, but they're really good. And I think I still think Union and Monument are two fantastic breweries.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're just. We have a lot of good stuff around here. We really do.
That's everywhere. I mean. Brian, where you're at, and you're in Ohio, right? What are your go-to breweries? I mean, if you're going to drink non-Short Circuit Brewing homebrew, what's your favorite brewery? Bearman, what's your favorite brewery that you have around you? Jesse, where are your go-to? Bumpy Road Brewing, what's your favorite? And then Rob's got RAR. Yeah, Hysteria.
There's got Yard sitting right there, which is infamous. I mean, there's so many. Yeah. I think that's the thing which makes this whole whiskey world fun is that there's just not the number of distillers because you can't put out a quality product in 3 weeks turnaround time. You just can't do that. I mean, it's got to age, it's got to rest, and you want it to be just right, or you can have it's kind of a labor of love. And so to pay off, you have to really put the time into it, which I like. Yeah, Attic is another good one in Philly too. There's a lot out there in Philly, man. There's some good stuff.
So let me ask. I want to ask some of the purists. So Brian, I almost consider you a purist, though. He says there's a crazy brewery that dyes weird stuff called Hoof Hearted. I don't know what that means, but some people are put off by it. Like my father-in-law will not drink all these crazy sours and all these crazy beers. He likes beer. Like he likes IPAs and stouts that are like stouts, not fruited IPAs. So anything that has fruit in it, he's not gonna like. I like it because you can only drink so much of the same thing over and over again, right? So I mean, Andy, remember I didn't like sours a while ago, right? Now I love sours.
Your palate starts to adjust though over time to what you get used to, and then it kind of tells you, you know what, I've had enough of it. Trust me, you're not going to want to drink sours forever. I just think you go through phases in the beer world, which is really good. Which kind of makes me wonder if it all comes full circle. In another 10 years, we're all back here on this chat and we're having either Coors, Bud, or Miller because you know what, we got tired of all the other shit out there. So it's
blasphemy, Andrew. Although they have their place. I mean, there's nothing wrong with drinking that. I mean, when you come home from out at 90-degree weather, mowing the lawn, I don't want to drink a 9% IPA or something really. I want something that's easy to drink, that's going to be refreshing.
Yeah, you want a Coors. It's 90% water with a hint of beer in it, so it's nice. You can drink.
Although I will say, the Never Ending Haze from Stone, that's an awesome low-cal, low ABV beer. It has a ton of flavor. That's going to be definitely one of my big summertime. I hope they bring it out in the summer because I'd love to have that. That's at 4.5%. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I'd love that. Bullets and Bourbon was just talking about Charleston, South Carolina, having some cool breweries. That's a cool city in general to go to.
Who said that? Who was that?
Bullets and Bourbon. Are you based out of Charleston? Is that where you're from? Because that's a killer city. Let's see, something easy to sip on. Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of the old school IPA. Oh, Todd, you remember back in the day we were everybody was drinking Coors and we were at the bar, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like this Killian's Irish Red, man. I started straying early. I was like, I like
Killian Irish Red. This is probably what, 20 years ago?
I think we should review it on our channel again. What the heck? We should go get a 6-pack of Killian's. We should see if we still like it or if I still like it. I think it'd be fun. Either that or
it's like that.
Oh, see.
Something different. We have one left, Andy.
Senior week flashbacks. Yeah, that's it was okay to drink Zima back then.
I know, right?
It was
no doubt.
Right.
Derek Williams, Flying Fish. Remember I tried. Remember we had that whole initiative. We never released this another video we squashed. We had this idea. There was a book out there that had like the homebrew, like they had for each of the 50 states, they had one commercial beer that the brewer gave the recipe to so you could homebrew it. And we had the map of the United States up on the wall and we threw a dart. Remember that?
Oh, I do. Yeah. And
I hit New Jersey and New Jersey was Flying Fish. They're red something. We brewed it, but we never released a series because it went terribly wrong, if you remember that.
No, it was about exactly 2 years ago.
Yeah,
because right. If I remember correctly, I hit Wyoming on the map. So ironic, I'm drinking the Wyoming whiskey.
It is.
They had an IPA out there. I cannot remember, but all I know is that I tried to brew maybe 3 or 4 days after I got home from when my son was born. With at the time a 5-year-old also in the house, no sleep, and I fell asleep in front of a fire pit while my beer was cooling down.
Oh, I think it's
up to a never-ending haze of murk and funk and stuff going on. I killed it, and we didn't release it.
Anyway, so Derek said he's drinking Flying Fish. Just brought back. Short Circuit Brian saying the name is Hoofhearted. Say it fast. Wholehearted? I don't know. Fathead was out of Portland, Oregon, but they stopped. Okay. Mad Tree. I'm reading the chat. We're way behind. I'm way behind. Damn, I haven't seen Zima since like that. Exactly, Derek. Don't knock it. Have you ever tried again? It's something different.
Oh, you hate it, Todd. Let's be honest.
I can drink it, but I'm sure that last one will make it into one of our videos somehow. I'm almost positive. Somehow we will bring that into.
I know I can score some more. I bought my aunt about 5-6 cases of it and gave it to her when I didn't know if they'd ever release it again. She's
they brought it back like 2 years ago for like a summer. Way back, yeah, Beer Man, 1995. That's exactly right. I can remember in 1995 I was in college and drinking Zima.
Do you remember they had Zima Gold too? It came out. They did. So that was really short lived, but it was called Zima Gold. I don't know.
Zima Gold.
I think they were trying to appeal to the male audience because at that point it was shifting towards the Jolly Rancher drop.
But think about like all the seltzers that are out there now. All these macro brewers are doing these seltzers, and they're selling like I mean, it's extremely popular. These seltzers. That's basically what this was.
I have not tried one yet. Have you tried one?
No. Is it good? You probably like it. You like Zima.
I haven't tried one. Well,
Hey, Brian, thanks, man. $1.99 super sticker. I don't think we've ever had a super sticker. Not exactly sure what they are, but thank you, Brian.
They're stickers, Todd.
Okay.
They're super. Thank you very much, Brian.
Brian, and everybody, please check out Brian because he has way more knowledge in brewing than we do and puts out amazing videos. So if you're into brewing,
you remember the Zima Gold. You remember that little phase that came in, and I think that's what killed it, man.
Zima with grenadine. Zima with grenadine. Oh, now that's kicking it up a notch right there.
Oh yeah, people did that. They put all kinds of stuff. It was Sprite. You could mix it with anything, basically.
Hold on. Beer Man said that in Mickey's. And I do remember Mickey's. The 40s malt liquor, Mickey's, that was like, I shouldn't say it, but it was like high school days. You know, you get like the big 40 and it was like 40 ounces for $1. Yeah, well, they still make Mickey's.
One of my buddies in college, his dad worked for Old English. Man, he used to get 40s of that all the time. Yeah, we used to sip on those.
Short Circuit Brewer, please check out him. You know, he is awesome guy and puts out awesome content. So check him out.
Derek, thank you very much, man. We just got another little chat from Derek. Thank you. It's very, very cool, man. We appreciate you.
We definitely, Derek, I promise you, we'll be sending you some beer. Because he's been with us for a while. I say, when am I getting my 210 beer? He's emailed us. I've got one coming, and then let me brew this West Coast. If you like IPAs, let me brew the next one. And I can send you 2 different types of beer.
Derek, you like pumpkin IPAs? Because Todd, I'll bring mine over. We can start bottling.
This whole thing's over.
I need to bottle my Pour Some Pumpkin on Me and my Ice All Red.
It's the pumpkin IPA or pumpkin ale. It's not an IPA. Pumpkin ale is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, the red rye is my favorite. I think that's my favorite. I saw red, but the pumpkin is good too. They're both good, man.
Cheers to Derek. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Very cool.
All right, what am I missing? Yeah, it was high school.
You still working on the Elysian?
No, man. I moved on to the RAR Out of Order. This is it's a sour. I love sours. Brian hates them. Brian, I'm gonna brew a sour this summer, so get ready for that. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to figure it out.
He's going to take his sticker back if you do that. So.
No way. I'm brewing a sour after the West Coast. Maybe sometime summer.
Beer Man, the red rye is actually very good. It's a double red rye IPA. Comes in around 9%. It's
huge beer.
It's a big beer, very hoppy but very smooth. It doesn't drink like that. It's the favorite one I do. As much as I love my Pour Some Pumpkin on Me, both for the name and for the taste. That's my favorite one. So
I agree. But your pumpkin, the spice, it's very hard to get the spice on a pumpkin right.
Mm-hmm.
That so it doesn't taste overly sweet or not enough pumpkin flavor, so it doesn't taste like a pumpkin beer. However you did that, I don't know how you did, but you nailed the spice on the pumpkin ale. So that's the good thing about that.
We'll do a video on that. We'll do a video this year.
We should. The red rye is a huge beer because of the malt backbone behind it.
It's all red X in there, man.
Yeah.
Which is really
so it's got that sweet, and the mouth feels good, and it's got I don't know how many ounces of hops that have in I mean, it's crazy amount of hops.
It's insane. I mean, it was murky before murky was cool, but it's a good drink, man. We'll send some of those up. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. So I don't know if we'll ever put out will we do our Oktoberfest party?
Never say never, man. I'm sitting on a lot of footage. Don't worry.
So we have video footage from the last 2 Oktoberfest parties that we throw out in my backyard, and we've never put them up. But maybe we will now that we have some time. I don't know.
So Beerman says hard to brew pumpkin with the overdone spices. Yeah, it's couple of things. I flash the spices really quick. They do not stay long at all. About 4 minutes left. I flash them. I pull them. I don't. Yeah, but it's a really good British ale recipe too. So the two really complement each other very well. The ale in itself has kind of like this almost this like graham crackery nutty kind of flavor that plays really well with the spices. So I love it, and of course the name is fantastic. I should have worn my Pour Some Pumpkin on Me shirt tonight. I have a T-shirt, a Pour Some Pumpkin on Me T-shirt.
Robot Scott with a $2 super chat. Hey, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
I love that. That means a lot.
Thank you.
So
Cheers. Now I got to pour some. So because I'm switching gears, we're gonna go Epoch now. We're gonna go Maryland style. We're going rye.
For Robot Scott. Everybody, please check his channel out too, man. Everybody who super chats us, we will put your links in the replay of this live stream. We'll have them there. So right up front. So hopefully people check you out. So please check out these guys.
Well, I wish you could smell this. I really wish you. I mean, what?
Smell it. So what do we got there?
This is 75% rye, 25% malted rye, and it's the old school kind of pot distilling, open top. It's aged over 2 years. They do traditional 53 gallons as opposed to what the other smaller craft distilleries are doing, where they age it quicker in the smaller barrels. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Come on, get editing. Remember, you're only doing one.
Brian, that's what I say to him all the time.
You're only doing one. But this thing is just it just kicks you with rye spice as soon as you open, which is really, really cool.
Let me ask you this: for the beer guys that are in our chat, Brian, Beer Man, I don't know if Bumpy's still there, from Short Circuit. Do you guys like whiskey? Do you sip on like Andy? I mean, Andy has gotten me now into whiskey, but I find a lot of overlap between beer and bourbon, especially. But I never thought of getting into bourbon, but now that I have, it's seamless. I don't know. I'm just curious if other beer drinkers have dabbled also into whiskey. I think a lot of whiskey fans also drink beer, of course, but I don't know if it's the other way around. That makes sense. So I'm curious.
I don't know.
So like beer, it seems like you drink rye whiskey, so I assume you dabble into whiskey as well. Thrash Metal was on earlier. I think he also drinks whiskey because he was talking about.
He does. He drinks some whiskey. And by the way, I tell you what, if I get through this, Jody, I'll go grab the Bakers and I'll come down and I'll open.
All right.
I'll pop the cork on the live stream tonight because I haven't had Bakers. Expensive, quote unquote expensive bottle. I remember buying that wasn't like Jack, and it was the proof at the time was really high for me at 107. I just kind of like, wow, this is just like punching me in the face, alcohol. But I ended up enjoying it the more I started sipping on it. So it'll be nice I haven't revisited that in about almost 2 years. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what it's like now with their single barrel. So I'll go grab that in a little bit. So
I'm shocked, Brian, from Short Circuit Brewing. You're a tequila guy. I never pegged you as a tequila guy. Never, but that's interesting. I'm not into. Are you into tequila, Andy? Do you like good tequilas?
I don't mind tequila. Tequila's fine. Vodka's fine. I cannot do rum. Rum is just not.
Yeah, it's not good for me either.
You can thank your friend Brent Pollard for that. I have a story on why that doesn't work anymore.
Right.
But yeah, I can't do rum. But I wouldn't be able to tell you. You gave me a really good tequila. I mean, I'm not sure if I'd be able to do it justice. I mean, I'm kind of a novice at that.
So Beerman says he does like whiskey, but he can't drink it hard. I black out fast, laugh out loud. Sounds like me. I have to say I can't drink a lot of it because it tastes so good.
No, you gotta slow your roll and be careful with that.
You're much better than me at this.
Yeah, it's actually, you find, I'll tell you what, I drink a heck of a lot less of this than I do a beer. You can sit down and have 3 or 4 beers in the city and then you're like, wow, like, after you watch it, you cannot do that with.
All right.
I say my third pour, but it's, they're tiny, man. They're these little, I'm not even getting close to halfway up these little glasses here.
So Short Circuit Brewers, Brian likes vodka as well. Beer Man says sips here and there. Of course, that's the way you go. And then Bumpy jumps in, Bumpy Road Brewing, Jesse. I like the sexiness of whiskey, but damn, it's too harsh for my wimpy palate. Now, come on.
And you've seen him, the big guns, the
big dude.
Jesse, and he's scared of a little.
I can see you smoking a cigar, sitting back in like a rich mahogany leather chair and drinking on a little, I don't know, McKenna's rye right there, something like that. Come on, Bumpy.
That's funny. I get it. Scott, tell me, and you can always, email me offline something too, but how was Old Line? Old Line is out of Baltimore too. They do whiskey, rum, gin, I think, if I'm not mistaken. They do single malt whiskey, which is really good. And I have their cask strength upstairs too. I could pull that down. It's really good. It's really, really good. How was it over there? I really wanted to go visit. Can't now, but soon. They're one of the places that's on my list. I'd be curious as to your experience if you just type a couple words, because that's one of the places I'd like to visit. A couple local distilleries. We haven't done one yet. I did go to Reservoir in Richmond, Virginia, which, by the way, is fantastic as well. But no video from there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what like going to a distillery is. I think I've been to one in my whole life before I was really into, beer, so to speak. But I'm interested to see how that whole process is and how they get to the end product. We're home brewers, so we know that whole process. When we go to a brewery, you do the tour, but hey, what is this? It's grain here. We know all those things. What is it? It's mashed, whatever. But I don't know much about distilling, so that'll be interesting for me to, if we do that, to see how that process unfolds. I think that's are there videos out there on YouTube that show like?
Oh, I'm sure there's videos on everything, but
anyway,
it'd be fun. We'll have to see. And some of these would probably be neat tours to do.
So Derek said that real quick, just to get back to chat. Derek said a gentleman introduced me to Bellows whiskey, hardcore, a man's drink to be sure. I drink with raging bitch. So have you heard of Bellows whiskey, Andy?
No, but now I kind of want.
Derek drinks it. So, you kind of want.
Yeah, right? I kind of want. I got to keep up with Derek, man. So I'm gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah, and then
that's fine. And Beer Man says he likes gin. I actually like gin too.
Do you?
But it's all I don't sip it. I mean, that's mixed stuff. But you can. There was when I worked at the Bin, Todd. With Death's Door gin from.
Yeah.
Where is it from? I really enjoyed that. It has those nice juniper notes, which are a good gin kind of has the floral juniper note to it, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I never sipped on spirits unless we were taking shots at the bar when we were kids. I mean, I didn't sip on anything until I started diving into whiskey. And
all right. Oh, of course you do. Hold on one second. What do you say? I'm missing the chat. So Bumpy does rum. That's interesting. Bumpy would do rum. I guess it's on the sweeter side, he says.
You should read Bourbon Bounty.
If anybody's going, please go right now. You can leave our chat. I don't care. Go check out Bumpy Road Brewing and check out. This guy is huge. He's a big dude. Like I find it funny that he says it's on the sweeter side. I like that. Like you would think he would I'm all for whiskey. I'm a big dude. Anyway, okay. So tip from Bourbon Mountain.
Yeah, read that.
You have to drink whiskey slower than a beer. That's 100% true. I have a problem with it. Because if you watch some of our videos, you'll see this. I down it. Oh, this is good. And you're you're done already. So I've got to learn how to drink whiskey better. I think somebody posted a comment on about how they actually drink. Was it Bourbon Bounty? I don't know who it was. A comment on one of our whiskey reviews, bourbon reviews.
There's another. Somebody else was also talking. Was really. I'm trying. His name is blanking. Bourbon something, because they're all bourbon. There's a lot of bourbon friends. I'm trying to remember them. Yeah. There's also the ADHD bourbon drinker. If you haven't seen him, oh my gosh, I belly laugh watching him.
Really?
He is. If you can imagine,
that's a good channel then.
If you can imagine Bill Little drinking like doing beer reviews, I mean, dude, oh god, it's funny. But
it's not Tyler from Hysteria.
It's kind of like a cross between the two.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's absolutely hysterical. But yeah, Bourbon Bounty says if you don't have a taste for bourbon but want to, pull off a few hundred feet of triple-banded barbed wire across oak post. Then, when the work is done, sit down over an open fire and grill a steak. You'll appreciate it more. That's awesome. I tell you, he's a knowledgeable dude, man. Knowledgeable guy.
Yeah, Robot Scott said I just went to Old Line and not a rum guy, but their Navy rum was really good. Probably tell some people it's bourbon and they would not know. So, have you had that, Andy?
No, I haven't. I won't buy rum, so I someone will have to actually give it to me, and I'll have to. Because I won't buy it. So, but if we went to a distillery and they offered it, I'd be grateful to say, sure, right. let's do it. Scott saying,
go ahead. I'm sorry, we're off.
Scott was saying that to head out to Sagamore, I should have pulled that down too. I have their port finish.
Well, we've got some time. Yeah. Nobody else is doing anything. What else are we doing? I mean,
Derek's off tomorrow. I might have to call out sick too with 2 kids quarantined. That doesn't happen. There is no calling out sick anymore.
Brian says he makes some. Brian, hold on. I'm behind on the chat, so I apologize. But
you are behind.
Short Brewers said, I need to make some bourbon. What? You have a still? I didn't know you could do that. But
yeah, you're not supposed to buy it off Amazon, man.
Is that illegal? Isn't that illegal?
It's supposed to be.
Yeah. So Derek says, Bombay.
It's not illegal if it's electric, Todd. That's why Brian can do it. So it's okay.
Yeah, I feel so bad when I go live when I brew day, and I know Brian's on. He's watching my setup, and he's like, "Geez, these guys are jokers," because we have such like remedial stuff to brew with, but it gets the job done. So that's all I gotta say. You watch his channel; he's like a professional brewery. It's amazing. Actually, I think what's most impressive about Brian's channel, this is Short Circuit Brewers. If you watch, he moved. So he had a huge setup in his home. He moved to a new house. And his basement, he turned into another brewery, also a bar, also a place where he can do his videos. And he shows you how he got to that. He did it all himself. Now, I paid somebody to do my basement and bar. He did it himself and videoed it. And it's awesome. I mean, if you want to see how to make a basement bar, check out his channel.
Yeah, but ask him for advice because he's a handyman too. Like
that's true. I'm not. Neither. We have a guy for that, right, Andy?
2 guys. Yep.
Sticky Bandits.
Sticky Bandits. From Home Alone, and they're very good.
They are good. Derek says Bombay Sapphire Jim, Remy Martin, and Brandy my go-to spirits. So again, I'm not any of those. That a cigar and a Golden Monkey Flying Fish Able Double. He's drinking some beer too. So Derek's dabbling in a lot of stuff. Are you a big Sapphire Jim?
Now we're sending Derek some brews because he's going to have to review that maybe with a cigar and hand hopefully things. We're going to have to send Derek some goodies, man.
Brian from Short Circuit Brewers said, distilling is big people magic. I agree. And then Bullets and Bourbon said, beer has always been a more informational drink for me, where whiskey is about the pleasure of the whole experience.
I agree. You know what? There's a great tie. What you should watch, and anybody out there who hasn't seen it, the whiskey folks probably have it. There's a documentary called Neat on Amazon Prime. Do yourself a favor and watch it. It's fantastic. You'll fall in love with bourbon even if you haven't tasted it yet, because the passion of the people who are talking about the process and how it gets handed down. Good batches of bourbon are generational. Something your grandfather did may not, it's not going to be ready maybe for 15 years or so. And it's just it's kind of awesome to think about how.
I agree with that in some respects, but what Bullets and Bourbon saying, that beer is a more informal drink, and I agree with that 100%. Where whiskey is a pleasure of the whole experience. But to me, does that push people away from actually dabbling into whiskey and bourbon? I'm wondering, that whole, beer is more informal. Everybody drinks it. But, when you go to a bar and everybody else is drinking beer, you're like, give me, neat McKenna or neat, whatever. I just wonder if that's what's keeping people from really getting into it. Because I actually had that stigma. I probably would have not have gotten into whiskey if it wasn't for what you wanted to do with the channel.
Somebody grandfathers you into whiskey. You don't need to be grandfathered into beer. Okay. You need to be able to sneak beer when you're underage to get it, because that's what you need to do. And so beer is this universal thing where we can all sip and you know what the outcome is. It's either we're going to party too much when we're younger, or we can sip on the good stuff when we get older and appreciate the beer for being beer. Whiskey is not something you see a bunch of millennials running around on spring break sipping on McKenna neat on a boat. They're not. I mean, so as you get older, I think it becomes a more sophisticated drink, and it's something where you appreciate the story, the process, and you grow into whiskey. I think that's kind of my take.
Robot Scott has a tip for us. Again, I'm way behind on the chat. So sorry, I'll get there.
All right.
But I'm real behind. He says they have a really nice cocktail bar when it's open, I guess, when this is all over. One of the better old fashions I've ever had in Baltimore. We will definitely be back. Very chill. One of the owners there was super cool. Well, where is it? Robert Scott, where is that bar? And where did you get the best old fashioned?
Did you say at Old Line? Did he say at Old Line?
No, he just said one of the maybe I don't know if it's Old Line. He just says they have maybe he was talking about Old Line. Maybe he was talking about Old Line. Okay. All right, so there you go.
Scott, when the band is lit, it hits up, man. Maybe we'll go. We'll grab a whiskey at the Old Line or something like that. And maybe check out Baltimore Spirits too. I want to do their tour. Trust me, this Epoch will blow your mind, man. It's fantastic if you like rye. Really, really good. Magathy Wine and Spirits has it right off of Ritchie, heading towards Severna Park, and they had 2 bottles. They don't now because I took them both. But there might be some more if they had them in the back. I'm telling you, it was Money well spent. Fantastic. Sipping on it now.
There you go.
Go ahead, Todd. Sorry, man.
Finally getting through. I'm way behind the chat. I'm kind of catching up a little bit. You've mentioned some of these already. So again, I apologize. State laws vary. Not a lot of states allow distilling for, this is Bourbon Bounty, but I on Eddie Russell, and I leave that shit up to them. He's not Eddie Russell. So yeah, it's a good point. I mean, but I'm not Stone Brewing or Burley Oak, and I still like to brew beer because I think it's cool. So that's why I don't get it. Like, why? I mean, I know
that's some of the good stuff though in beer. You get it. You may pay a little bit, but you can get it. Some of the stuff in whiskey world too. Like, look, if Jimmy and Eddie Russell are putting out some crazy Master's Keep one, limited edition, you're not touching it unless you know somebody or it's. So that's the downside of, I guess, liking, some really good stuff too. Hey, by the way, Jody. Bourbon Bounty used to drink Maker's Mark old fashions. If you like Maker's Mark, by the way, the old distiller who's actually in the Bourbon Hall of Fame went and is now distilling at Wyoming Whiskey. They pulled him out of retirement, and he's now doing the work at Wyoming Whiskey. So if you like Maker's Mark, I think you're gonna like Wyoming Whiskey if you haven't tried it. I think I sent you that, but I think you're really gonna like Wyoming Whiskey. Got a lot of that Maker's Mark touch to it. So.
So Beer Man, I think has to head out. He said, "I'm glad I stopped by." Cheers to you, Beer Man. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Cheers to you, buddy.
Thank you.
And then Derek Williams said, whiskey and bourbon are considered a man's man type of spirit. Today, everything is flavored. Never understood that flavoring thing, but nothing like a shot of something strong and a good conversation. That's a good point.
Right? Derek sounds like the kind of guy you want to be your friend.
You got that right.
Take care of you out of the bar.
You got that right. Derek is the man, right? So Bullets and Bourbon says he drinks his whiskey on the rocks. I don't drink it. Should have to be. I don't think it should have to be so stuffed shirt. It must be near what? Neat or it's wrong. Okay. So
I think you're right about that. So that is all a matter of preference. I think people who get too stuffy with if you're not drinking it neat, you're not. Some people absolutely love whiskeys. They throw a cube in it. Some people dilute it with a little bit of water. Some people, it's like anything else. However you like it, you like it. I mean, wine purists will tell you not to chill red wine, and my wife will drop a cube in it, and people are like, oh my gosh, like, hey, if she likes it, you like it. It's however you like your stuff. It's not a big deal. So, yeah, there are some. We have encountered this, Todd, too. There are some people in the bourbon world who can be a little bit stuffy. And you can't say the wrong thing. I mean, I don't want to mention any people, but I feel bad for whoever Reagan's father is. And it's like they'll you say one thing and man, they jump down your throat. So that is the one thing about.
Yeah, it happened one time, and it was one out of thousands that have watched the video. So I wouldn't worry about it. It seems like most.
The funny thing is, people can get some people are very okay. Like Bourbon Valley just saying no judgment on my channel, which I like that. I think it's and we did that when we were playing with Glam and Drams. We did it 3 different ways with the bourbon. It was either neat on the rocks or in a cocktail.
Right.
So hey, however you take it, it's cool. It doesn't matter. It's the people you're sharing with.
Well, yeah, exactly. And Robot Scott said, I just got an email that Beer and Bourbon and Barbecue, which is a big festival around here, got rescheduled till June. So I've been to that years ago.
I want to go.
We haven't been there in a while, and we probably should be a really cool video to do. If it's been rescheduled to June, I hope it'll happen. Maybe we should go. We can hook up with Robot Scott, and that'd be a cool video.
I'd love to.
Beer, bourbon, and barbecue. There's nothing better than that.
I happen to like barbecue a lot too, so
Beer, bourbon. I mean, what else do you need?
It works for me.
Scott, we'll have to hook up with you. I think we should go. You're right. Bourbon takes years to age. That's correct. It does. That's why it's so good, right? You never, or at least I don't, hear people talking about whiskey or bourbon. It scares people that I know. Never understood that. So Derek says that he never hears people talking about bourbon or whiskey. And I hear that a little bit. I mean, that's true. I mean, I don't think people know a lot about it. It's very intimidating.
I do think it is. So my brother actually told me that he was, and he laughs at me now because he says, the ADD in me, I take things and I run with it like 100%, way too fast, as you know from the videos, Todd. So
Nothing wrong with that. It's creativity, Andy.
Hey, I'm non-neurotypical. It's what makes me me.
One really good thing out of there, and that's all.
I got a lot going on up here.
Right.
But he was saying he was stuck at a maybe a dance competition with his daughter, and it was like 3 or 4 days. And so when the wife and kids went to bed at night, he mustered on down to the hotel bar. And the bartender said, "What you drink?" He goes, "Oh, I don't know." He goes, "Well, let me pour you a little something." And he goes, "I don't drink whiskey." He goes, "Well, we're gonna learn." And he basically gave him like this tutorial.
Yeah.
And talked him through like kind of a little lineup like this. Let's try some different things, and gave him like Angel's Envy and Basil's and stuff like that. Started with the lower 80 proofs and worked up a little bit. And every night he went down, it was a new story to go with it. The stories to go with the bourbon are beautiful too, and the whiskey. So he said, "Andy, you got to do that." So I'm in Ocean City, Todd, at Dry 85, right down by your place. So it's a bourbon bar. And I get off of work one day. I'm going to my hotel, and I said, "What the hell? Let me stop in." So this cool dude from Ireland, like hardcore Irish accent. I said, "Drop some knowledge on me, man. Like, I don't know much about bourbon, but I'd love to learn." And I became a regular when I came back, and he kept telling me little things here and there. And I remember the first 2 bottles that I bought was the Knob Creek 129 year, which is just fantastic. Todd, I'll let you have a little sip of that. If you remember, we did it with the 25th anniversary.
Yes.
And then a E.H. Taylor bottled and bond, which is another phenomenal. So I started with the big boys, and I never put a drop of water in it. So my palate changed a lot quicker than others who kind of rocked themselves in, so to speak, with water. And that's
we're not really doing it that way. And we keep thinking we should probably do that in the end of our whiskey reviews, put a drop of water in it to see how it opens up, right? We've talked about doing that in our that.
I actually do that with a little bit of this little drop here.
You need to get a whiskey dropper, Andy. Come on, be proper.
It's actually on the way. I didn't realize, which is kind of funny. It's taken a while. It's from Scotland. I found this on Amazon. It's coming from Scotland. So
it's Scottish. One thing I wanted to point out, Bourbon Bounty said, if you don't have a 200,000 square foot garage, you can't keep yourself in bourbon. I guess, you need the barrel space.
You have to find different corners to hide things.
Bulletin Bourbon said they just subscribed to Bumpy Road Brewing, and that's awesome. I love seeing that. I love it. Yeah, please, you won't be dissatisfied. Jesse's awesome. Drink it how you like it, Robot Scott says, and I agree. I'm still trying to figure out how I like it because I'm not sure yet. Because right now we're drinking it neat, right, Andy? That's kind of how we're doing it. But I think once I put maybe water in it, it might open it up, and I might like it.
It does instantly change. I mean, right now, like this has a very aggressive nose. Just a drop of water on this just instantly changed the aromatics, and it's it is cool how that happens. We should start doing more of that.
Let me ask everybody else, not to get too overly whiskey, but beer. Bourbon Bounty just said no judgment on my channel. Ice, water, however you like it, no judgment for me. But is there a faux pas of putting a drop of water in something? Is there, or over ice? No, I mean, is it like you're ruining the whiskey? So, for instance, like if you do something to a beer, you're
some of the higher proofs, man. Like,
ruining the beer.
You remember your love affair with the old Granddad 114 when I had that before you even said you're going to like it. I'm going to give it back to you. You're going to like it. But water just opens it up. You get the aromatics change, the flavors can change. It can simmer a really high proof that may be too much for somebody to. Actually, I'll let Jody's smarter than I am. I see water will open up more, and higher alcohol content, cast strength barrel proof bourbons. Just keep in mind, adding water to barrel proof eventually reduces it to regular proof. So so it's like we said, it's cutting. You. Uncut, unfiltered, that's your barrel proof. I like that. But we talked about how that could hide some of the deficiencies that could be in beers too. The water will cut it down.
Well, Jesse has a nice little plug here for what he does, which is soaking blueberries and raspberries in vodka for a week or two. That could be a dangerous drink. Definitely dangerous. I don't know about doing that because it probably tastes really good. Shout out to Andy's story. Derek Williams, Derek likes your story, Andy.
Derek, we'll do this over beer one night, my man.
That's right.
Because Derek's got some stories to share too.
Yeah. So. Bourbon Bounty said water will open up open up more age. Okay, you talked about that. Yeah. So I'm learning so much just hanging out with you guys. After I posted a review, I was rocked by listening. Hey, did you see that,
cool,
Andy?
man. Yeah, that's very cool. And like I said, please, if you have not subscribed to Bullets and Bourbon yet, please do that. I mean, it's very rare you get onto a channel and you stumble across something like this person is just oozing authenticity. Like you just kind of are taken in like just a very raw, authentic, like he is 100% who he says he is. Like it's not like and we do this sometimes. We act a little bit when we do our intros, stuff like that, to be funny. But once we get into it, it's just us, like being like we are now. And I feel like that's the way Bullets and Bourbon are. Very, very cool dude.
Yeah. In our beer reviews, 95% of the beers we've never had. I mean, it's the first time we're trying it. Very rarely is it a beer that we've already had, right? I mean, we're getting beers sent to us from places we've never had before, so we review them. It's true, and all the whiskeys for me is definitely new. I mean, you probably had a lot of it.
Well, trust me, there's plenty to have at a lot of different places. Everybody say goodbye to Jesse. He is
goodbye, Jesse.
Spread his bumpy love to other places.
Do it. And
always good to see you, Jesse. Though. And,
hey, Jesse, I'm going to email you the black IPA recipe, and I want to see you brew it, man. All right, brother.
And it'll be better than Todd's because Jesse knows his stuff. So
I want an award with that. Come on.
Ooh, I want to see a side by side. So Todd, we're going to put yours next to Jesse's, and that's going to be a video.
Bring it on.
I like it. Challenge
the same recipe, so it should be exactly the same if it's good, right? Anyway, see you, Jesse. Cheers, buddy.
And so just to kind of go back, Jody from Bourbon Bounty is saying, adding ice is the same. One of the problems, you can't really control the addition over time. That's the one thing I don't like about the adding cubes is because at the end, I mean, you're left with more water than bourbon. It's just so watery. It's not my thing.
All right, guys.
You're hitting the Rofo.
It's the third one of the night. Here's the thing. When we did this review, we did it with a bunch of other beers. I think we did against a coffee stout from Royal Farms. I like that better. I still think it's better. I wasn't 100% impressed with this. The flavors of this were all over the place. But here we go again. Maybe it's gotten better, right? Maybe.
Yeah, it's been a week, Todd. It's been a whole week or so.
Doesn't that sound good? Still smells bad. It smells exactly the same.
Doesn't smell bad. There is a smell to that thing that I can't pinpoint. It's like if someone said, close your eyes and just kind of lined up like, I don't know, a bunch of spices and you kind of knew what you wanted to say, but you couldn't.
I don't know if I can drink it all. I don't know if I can drink it all.
Oh, you'll be fine, man. Go ahead.
So this is it's a stout that's brewed with.
Love it.
All right, so this is if you're not from the Maryland area, you don't know what Royal Farms is, but Royal Farms is like a convenience store. It's everywhere in the Middle Atlantic, and they have really good coffee and really good fried chicken. But this was not made with either one of them. This was made with their coffee cakes that they have. So it's supposed to be like a sweet stout.
Ryan said dirty socks, and that might
be it. Actually, that actually might be it.
You better hope Tyler's not watching, my man. I tell you,
it's not. There's something really. It's the coffee cake. The smell of the coffee cakes in a beer. When they mashed with the coffee cakes, I think that's what it was, and it's throwing me off. I don't know what I was expecting. A really, really sweet smell, and it's not sweet. It's almost savory, which is not right. I don't know. I don't get it. There's something wrong. I'm sorry, completely. It's not a bad. So some people love this beer. It's just I guess I'm expecting something really sweet, and it's not as sweet as it should be. But cheers. The good news is the flavor is much better than the aroma.
I did not think the smell was that bad. I think I just couldn't figure out what the hell I was.
I think that's what threw me off. The taste is completely good, and it does have coffee notes to it. So the base stout you can tell is really good. And I guess I'm expecting more sweetness, and it's not there.
Do you have any more, or is that it?
That was it.
I think I gotta check my fridge and see if I have one. So Derek says Royal Farms has a beer. Yes and no. So if you go back to the video that we did on both of them, the one that Todd's drinking is a Royal Farms inspired beer. It's like I see you did a whole pour there, my friend. You did it's a coffee cake inspired beer. They dumped coffee cakes literally into the beer. And that's probably where some of these funky smells are coming from.
You ready, Andy? There, is that better?
Yeah, it's on you, man. I'm not drinking it. The Key Brewing, they had another one, Derek, that they did partner with Royal Farms, and it's got literally it's brewed with Royal Farms coffee. That one, if you like black coffee,
awesome.
Is literally it's black coffee and it's stout together, good. And man, it's really good. Royal Farms of Virginia may actually sell beer. So if they do, maybe the key stuff is there. Virginia may sell in Royal Farms. They may sell beer. Maryland, we can. So
I don't know where this is going, but of course, Bourbon Valley said the dirty sock flavored beer. Brian, it's not astringent. That's not what this is. It's coming from the coffee cakes. It's throwing me off, and I don't think it mashed well.
Todd, I'll be back in a second.
Yeah,
I'm going to get that Baker's because I feel like I owe it to Bourbon Valley to crack the Baker's. I'm going to
go ahead. So,
say goodbye to Juice Box.
Juice Box, goodbye, Juice Box. Anyway, coat urine with coffee. I may be missing them. So listen, we did this review. They gave it to us. We get a lot of beers now from people to do reviews. And so that's one of the dilemmas we have is, if it's not something we like, we're not going to give it a high rating. We didn't give this a high rating. We liked the other one better. The Union was much better to me. But some people really like this one on Untappd. And it's not that I don't like it, but when I hear coffee cake stout, I'm thinking something sweet. This is not sweet. So why is that? They delayed putting this out, and I don't know. It didn't work for me. So it's not bad, but it's not what I thought it was. Brian, thank you. Hey, you got to wait for Andy to get back. Everybody's leaving. Andy, you left. Everybody left. Brian's leaving. Everybody's leaving. Anyway, Brian, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate the sticker, whatever the hell that is. And
see, hey, Brian, don't leave just because I was gone. I know having Todd by himself sucks, but there's no reason to leave. I just went up the stairs for 1 minute.
Perfectly. He did that perfectly.
I don't blame you. I'd have gone too. It's all good. So,
all right. Stop for 1 second before you do this. Hold on. So the 12 people that are left in this chat, we're probably going to go for another 20 minutes or so, Andy. Another 2-hour stream. Yeah. Don't leave us. Please don't leave us because Andy's getting into good stuff.
Oh,
should we do this weekly? Is this something we should do weekly? I mean, we can't get together. Would you guys be cool with us going? Would you guys like us going live? We don't do a lot of live streams. It's not something that's in sort of what we do, but and I guess we should probably do it more. But should we do it weekly? Would that be cool? Hell yes, weekly. All right. it's something to do, right, Andy?
Hey, no? I'm quarantined, so yeah, I'm going to be drinking bourbon anyway. I might as well drink it with friends. So
there you go. All right, we might do this weekly, so just stay tuned. Tuesdays might be our night. I don't know. We'll see. Right, Andy?
We'll see.
What else is going on?
We gotta cut some solo vids here eventually, Todd. So,
don't worry, cutting one tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be really good. I can't
wait to be my own, like the good old days.
Mm-hmm. You going like this with a cell phone and you were good, my friend. You were good. One of the pioneers. Yep.
I can't drink.
I just saw that face. That's priceless.
I can't.
All right, I'm going to move George Dickel out of the way. This is Baker's. This is their single barrel. Let's see if we can hear that sound. Todd likes the sound of that crack, but let's hear the uncork. Ready?
Oh, that was a good one. I heard that all over here.
See,
that was awesome. Hey, Amy, entertaining diva. What's going on? Hello. We got a new person. Andy, you're drinking some whiskey, and Amy just came in. She says hello.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
Andy's drinking some really expensive whiskey. Is this your fourth night or third pour?
Hey, who's counting?
4 or 5. How many, everybody in the chat, how many has Andy had so far? I don't know.
What comes after Trace?
All right. She's doing good, Andy. So she's going to watch you drink some. Amy, are you drinking anything tonight? That's what we're doing. We're quarantining and drinking. Right? Derek's here. Bourbon Bounty's here. Not sure who else is still, but we're here. Go ahead, Andy. I'm sorry.
No, man. You're putting the pressure on here. He's about to drink the 107. I'll tell you, I remember the nose hitting me a lot harder than it did than it does right now, which is maybe that's changed a little bit too. All right. Cheers to everyone out there.
Cheers, Andy. Oh, so Bourbon Bounty has had this. Let's see his reaction. Let's see. He's thinking. Oh, he likes it. Ladies and gentlemen, he likes it.
That's a pretty pour. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hold
on 1 second.
Ooh-wee. Ooh. Mm. I always like the second pour too, because that's nice. That's more complex than I thought too. That's a nice pour. I am glad you made me open that, Jody. I feel like I was not gonna do that tonight, but man, that's
what. Hold on, what does that cost the bottle?
This was $60, which is not terrible. So
not terrible. So Amy Entertaining Diva says she's from Canada, and apparently the beer and liquor stores will remain open priorities. You know what? It's funny that you said.
Wait a minute. We have another Canadian on the show. So the question is, where in Canada are you from, Amy? I've got to know.
I don't think Amy knows about your Canadian fetish, if we can call it that. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know what else you can call it, but go ahead. So where
Oh, Andy, I'm sorry. Andy, let us know where you're from in Canada, because we'll talk about that in a second. But Robot Scott said, how old is your bottle? It says it on the neck. I've got one that says 8 years, 8 months. Andy, your bottle. What does it say?
Oh, yeah, it's on the neck. This puppy is 7 years, 8 months.
His is better.
Yeah. Mine's
not as good.
Mine's a C leaguer, I guess. Then no, it's good, man. It's good. No, wait a minute. It said the same 7 years, 8 months. We had the same one. Yeah, 7 years, 8 months. That's what I got.
He said 8 years. Okay, now he says
you're dyslexic. It's 7 years, 8 months. If you read that,
Robot Scott said 8 years, 8 months. He has one that's 8 years, 8 months.
Who does? Oh, because Bourbon Bounty said 7 years, 8 months. Robot Scott's got one too.
He says 8 years, 8 months.
So he's no. Oh, no. Scott's got the good one. All right, Scott's got the good one. Well, I'll tell you, this is not bad. I'll drink this one.
You know.
Yeah, well, I had to figure out where his they're called honey holes, Todd, where you get the good stuff is.
So here's the thing: Amy is from Ontario, near the border, so she's Canadian. But Andy, tell
but not my Canadian. That's no. So Amy.
Yeah.
Just so you know, since I guess Toronto being the biggest sports city close to you, yeah. I am from Baltimore, and as odd as it is, I'm a huge Montreal Expos fan, and hated to see them leave. Tim Raines, my favorite player of all time, so loved Montreal Expos, and I am a huge Winnipeg Jets fan, and Manitoba. In fact, my Jets buddy isn't on today. He usually jumps in for our live stream.
You also had a huge infatuation with the Montreal Expos before they moved to DC.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah, you missed that part.
I know, but tell everybody why.
I just said that too. But Tim Raines being my favorite player.
But that's the only reason.
Why the Expos?
Well, yeah, and the whole So then, yes, that. But then, why did you move to Winnipeg for the Jets? Is there any reason?
Yeah. So the reason for the Jets is because I saw Team Uslani play on TV when I was younger. We didn't have a team here, so the Caps are close. But if you are from Baltimore, Derek, you're going to appreciate this. Scott, you probably will too. If you're from Baltimore, one of the rules that you're taught early on in your household is that you hate everything and anything from Washington, D.C. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah,
we live in Baltimore. So you're not allowed to root for D.C. sports teams. I did not root for anything DC. So I had to find teams elsewhere. Now, we had the Orioles, and I've always loved the Orioles. But I fell in love with the Expos watching them on TV. Thought their uniforms were really awesome, and thought Tim Raines was the coolest player in the history of the game. So anyway, followed them. And then I started watching the Jets play, and yeah, I started. So I saw the Jets twice last year. So I'm in DC and I saw them in Vegas. I will travel to see the Jets play. We'll get to Winnipeg soon to watch them play. So yeah, I'm strange. What can I say? Bourbon.
I mean, anybody who wants to go to Winnipeg in the middle of winter to see the Winnipeg Jets is a little bit crazy, if you ask me.
It's a little bit awesome, if you ask me. Go to the Great White North and have a little bit of fun up there. That'd be great. And there's some good breweries out there too, Todd, from what I understand. So, all
right, let me get back to chat. Enough of your Canadian fetish.
Whatever. I'm trying to let Amy know that why we like, or why I like Canada so much. So
Robot Scott says he has not opened the bottle that you just opened yet, but older does not always mean better, he says. Interesting. All right? Is that true?
No. Well, yeah.
Older does not always.
No, in fact, I've got a Bullet 12-year upstairs that I think it sucks. So I mean, it doesn't always mean better. No. The McKenna's a 10-year. This is a 7-year. The older doesn't necessarily make it a better bourbon.
And Amy says she has to get some wine so she can sleep soon. I've only had about 4 hours of last night. So yeah, grab a bottle of wine, open it up with us, pour a glass, drink it, sleep perfectly.
What kind of wine you like, Amy?
Andy does like Andy. You're a big wine fan. We don't talk about wine fan. He knows a lot about wine too.
I love wine.
Yeah, so that's
Edmonton
something.
Oilers. Shout out to Grant Fury. Yeah, man, Grant was
what?
Grant Fury, dude, wicked goalkeeper, man, for Edmonton. That's pretty awesome, man. But you're in Philly, dude. The Flyers are the real deal. You can't go to Philly without getting yourself in trouble. You don't wear an opposing jersey to Philadelphia. They threw batteries at Santa Claus, man.
But Andy, the Ravens play the Eagles this year
in Philly, or is it at home?
I believe it's in Baltimore.
Well, then I think there's safety in numbers.
Exactly. Derek, come on down. Tailgate with us. We'll be there, right, Andy? If there's a season, hopefully.
Right? Sure as hell hope so by that point, yeah.
Gosh.
All right.
Maybe so Amy's going to have a glass of wine. So when you open it, Amy, let us know.
Andy,
what's your favorite cup of wine? What do you like?
My favorite wine?
Type of if you had a
favorite
type of
Amarone from Italy.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Cabernet for me. Or Malbec. I like Malbecs. I like reds. Derek Williams, yes. M&T Bank Stadium. There you go. That's where we'll be tailgating at 8 o'clock in the morning for a 1 o'clock game.
Yeah,
right.
Tailgate's done up right too. We have a tailgate video. We did.
I think we need to do a new one.
That was, you know what? That was when things changed with us. We had done beer reviews, and that was it. And then we said we got to do something different outside the box. That was the first video did.
That was it. That's what we're doing. We were just doing brewing videos.
Yeah, and that's the first video I did editing for. And we started thinking, we're going in a different direction here. We like this. And so we started shifting more towards entertainment, reviews, beer tours, and less on the brewing. And the brewing videos took a while to do, too. You had to wait for them to be done. It was, if you want to do grain to glass, you're talking, well, now it takes me a long to put a video out anyway. But
yeah, it takes 3 or 4 weeks. So, all right. So Amy says pink, white, and red if I have to. I don't know what that means. Pink, is that the type of wine?
Yeah, Zinfandel, right? Like,
all right. And Derek says an organic wine for me. Our Daily Red. Cool name, by the way. No sugar, no sulfates, no hangover. Have you ever heard of that, Andy?
Anything that has no hangover. I'm
all for.
Let me try it.
And then Bourbon Bounty said, the only wine I drink is a Pinot Noir. I like that too. Moon X. I've had that. My wife likes that, by the way.
I have some great Pinots. I tell you, Washington Pinots are my favorite. So if you go up to Washington State, has some just dynamite Pinot Noirs. Not a big Napa Valley guy, but that's
talking about wine now. I mean, we've gone from beer to whiskey to wine. I mean, just everything here, Andy. What's next?
I'm running out. That's it. 3-trick pony.
So it's Amy's birthday. Amy, it was my birthday this past weekend. So
to Todd and Amy, and
hey, I gotta get something. I gotta break something else open. Andy, I've got 2 left. 2 left for the my Anyway, I've had black IPA or KBS espresso.
I would go KBS. After what you just had, your palate's probably going to go KBS more, I think. Right.
You got that right.
So happy birthday to Todd and Amy. That's really cool.
Hey, Amy, that's awesome. We have very close birthdays.
Hey,
so,
Todd. Today's also Hey Bud's birthday.
It is Hey Bud. If you're listening, Hey Bud.
Hey, Bud.
You know who Leo. Birthday, our friend Leo. So I turned 24 this past weekend.
You look good, man. You look good.
Early onset of hair loss. It's a thing, but I'm married, so it's okay. I look good. Look at it. Look at the shine coming off in the lights. Ooh, I need some powder or something.
You're bringing sexy back, my friend.
I know. But anyway, Amy, awesome to have you and happy birthday. I'm glad you're drinking with us on your birthday. What did you finally pop open? I'm just curious. Happy birthday to all the birthday. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate it. One of these days we will drink a beer together and we will get some beer up to you. Amen. So thank you for that. So, in my household, we have March is like the big birthday weekends. We have my now 4-year-old and my now 15-year-old. Yeah, I know. I have one in between that. And then my birthday within like 10 days. It's like birthday. And we were quarantined for all these. So that was fun.
March is a big birthday month. And my little boy just turned 2. Yeah, 2. He just turned 2 earlier this month. And actually, 3 of us. So my wife is the oddball here because my birthday is the 10th, coming up April. His the 10th, March, and my little girl's 10th, December. So we're all 10, 10, 10, which is kind of cool. Now that I've given out my kids' birthdays online. Right,
you did 10 month. Well, whatever. We're all good here. There's only 12 people on this.
Yeah. So
anyway, KBS Espresso, fantastic.
No, Anne's got a lot of birthdays this month too. So look at that. So it's a big 9 months prior to March. There must have been another quarantine. Is all I can think of. So
that's true. That's true. Cheers, and Bullet says cheers to all the birthday folks. As long as she likes the shine, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, there's a lot of shine going on here tonight, guys. Todd, we share the same barber, so I have many. Here's the good Bullets and Bourbon. It's funny you say that because you know what? My kids, my wife, they can't go to get their haircuts because it's all closed down. Who's laughing now? Who is laughing now? They can't get haircuts.
Yeah, Todd, I think I'm gonna buzz if I can't get. I don't know. I'm just gonna.
Just do it, man. Just do it. I do it twice a week, or no, every 2 weeks. I do it. So, well, hold on. My 40th was in March. Too bad. So, Robot Scott's 40th birthday.
Oh, another cheers, man. So there's even more reason for me to buy a beer. So we're around the same age. That's good. We can take you out for a beer. That's cool. I like
misery company, right? I mean, that's what we're doing here. Right?
And Amy, so everybody's around. See, this is another thing with our demographics. We're all kind of around that same age range too, I think.
Yep.
And that's their indoctrination into bourbon, I think. But very cool. Lots of birthdays on here.
So, Andy, we're getting up to 2 hours on this stream. I mean, I'm having fun. I mean, we can keep going. I'm just drinking beer. Is everybody having fun? I mean, we can keep this going. We really just wanted to come on and say hi because we don't do live streams much anymore, but I think we're going to, right, Andy?
Hey, look, I don't know how long this whole thing is going to last. And in all seriousness, I'm wishing everyone's families, I hope everyone is doing well. But we got word today, Todd, is that Larry Hogan is our governor, is going to close schools for the rest of the year. I know Virginia just did that.
Don't say that.
Delaware is till May 15th. We're gonna be under lock and key for a little bit for some good time now. So I have no problems hopping on here. I will, at the request of many, see if I can get some better lighting, but I will definitely continue to do this with you. And then we will do, Todd, we'll do a beer and a bourbon. Todd will kick off a beer that he has wanted to kind of sip on, and we'll do a quick review there, and I'll do a bourbon. And then it'll be fun.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah,
I mean, if you guys will stick with us, we'll try to come together maybe once a week and drink some beer, some whiskey, some wine, whatever you want to do, and have fun. And maybe we can bring some people on. I mean, I don't know if we want to do that or not, but why not? I mean, sometimes it's fun to bring on some people and showcase sort of what they're drinking maybe for a little bit. That might be a fun thing to do. I know Bourbon Bounty's got some good whiskey. Maybe we can bring him on, and Robot Scott, and everybody seems like good people. So maybe we'll do that.
Ooh, I tell you, I hope you're wrong, Jody, but Bourbon Bounty said 8 to 14 more months. My God.
That. What is you? Come on.
Well, hey, look, the thing is, I think they're going to wait until we get some sort of vaccine for this before they start. They can't send kids back if things are still going crazy, and there's no way to do it. So I would, if you got kiddos, they're going to be with you for a hot second. Just get used to it. So this is why alcohol stores were considered essential and not closed.
That's true. Well, Derek says he's all up for a weekly video, and Bourbon Bounty says, hit me up. I can recommend bourbon, so we'll certainly do that. And then Amy Entertaining Diva says the rest of the year or semester so far. Okay, so I haven't heard that from Hogan, so I'm hoping that's not the case because I
got some inside sources, my friend.
Well, I don't like those sources.
But well, I work in education, so there's been a lot of murmurs about that. Look, at bare minimum, it's going to be middle of May, but we shall see, guys. We shall see.
All right.
But no, this has been fun. I do want to thank. There's been a lot of new faces on here too, and like I said, we appreciate it, and we hope that some of the newer faces become familiar faces, and that we see you guys more often. We are really trying to, for the longest time, Todd was really doing a lot of the outreach, and I was very grateful. I was doing all the production pieces. Todd was doing a lot of the outreach. Diving into this bourbon world has been fun because I've been doing a lot of the bourbon outreach, and so I'm kind of meeting some new people. This is fun for me because I was being introduced to people through Todd, basically, in the beer side, and now I feel like we're doing this with the bourbon side too. And it's a cool little community we're getting together. So this little I think crossover, Todd, has been pretty cool. And so as much as I'd rather be at the 21090 bar having a beer with you, this is the next best thing.
So is. All right, so let's try to do this every week, guys. Let's come together. Let's have some beer, some whiskey, some wine, what have you, and have some fun, right?
Yeah, it'd be great. So I guess we will look. Stay tuned for. So Amy said kids are 13 and 15, so it's not too bad. Yeah, it's tough having a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old. I'll tell you, one of us is. One of us is on baby duty, one of us is on homeschooling duty, and then we're still trying to work. It's the new normal is not normal to me. But
let's try to get 2 hours of our time each week to come together and at least.
Amy said, "I still need to get my wine." We're shutting down. I know.
We'll wait for Amy. You know what? I will wait for Amy. Amy, get your wine. Pour your wine.
See, now she has to chug it. Hey, Jody, thanks, man. Appreciate it. And again, for the chat and everything like that, we do appreciate
all the super chats and stickers. Thank you so much.
And
we will post.
Thank you for making me open the Bakers. I am revisiting an old friend that I am really enjoying here. So,
Andy, hold on though. Sure. Will that be the last pour for you this evening though?
Yeah, this is it.
This is it. Okay. All right. So it's a good night.
This is it. I do need to, because you know what? 2-year-old doesn't care what time it is. As soon as the first speck of light pops through that window, he's up and at him and says, "Daddy."
I don't miss that one bit.
Yeah. So no.
All right, guys. Well, we'll end it here. Thanks to everybody. Bourbon Bounty, you've been with us from the very beginning.
Yeah, so thank you, Jody. Appreciate it, brother.
He is an amazing guy and someone we've become fond of, and please check him out. We really appreciate Derek Williams as well, has been with us from the beginning. So thanks so much for hanging out with us. We really enjoyed it. And I guess Robot Scott was still a local guy with us. So everybody really. And even Amy, thanks from Canada, right? Our only Canadian this tonight. So
bring more Canadian friends so we can all wrap some Canadian sports. Derek, thanks, brother. We appreciate you too, man. Amy, hopefully you'll join us again soon. We appreciate it. Bolton Bourbon, thank you. You keep growing up, man. I want to see you grow. It's like the new Jesse, man. I love listening to him. He's a cool guy. But thank you all. We appreciate you all. And Todd, it's your show, brother. You can take us out.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you soon. Everybody raise your glass and cheers. We will hopefully see you next week.
Brother. Yep. Happy birthday, Scott and Amy. Cheers, guys.
Stay safe and
good night, Miss Denise. Oh, she knows it on the whole time.
Man, bye, Mom.
That's awesome.
It makes me feel good. Thank you, Mom, for watching all night. So, cheers, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
All right, Andy. I'll see you later, buddy.
See you, brother.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You got to turn